The unlimited
That's actually funny
power.
because I hit red and I said I don't shower, so that's gonna sound
Sounds
funny.
nuts.
Wait, hold on. What?
I said as soon as I was talking, you hit record, and I said I don't shower, and now it's gonna look weird.
As we pick up with why Caucasians don't shut down playing.
Yeah, no, like,
So he's been picking up some of that Caucasian culture. But yeah, man, I hear that, bro. I hear that, man. Yo, you gotta protect your peace, bro.
Yeah, you gotta find that balance, basically.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
it's actually funny because I'm in the program I'm in. They're actually talking about work-life balance.
You need it.
And yo, it's funny because they were talking about like whatever.
Yeah.
Who can't balance their life? As I was saying that to myself, I'm like, yo, I'm actually unbalanced right now.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, work got me fucked up. Like it's so, and I guess in the process, that's why I said like, yo, I'm gonna try to leave me a day whenever like don't get me wrong, like on a day where I'm like, yo, actually I have enough energy, I'm bored. Like, yo, what you guys saying?
Yeah.
Then if it's permitted, then I'm good.
Yeah.
But if not, I mean not in the sense of like I have no energy. It's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just chill the fuck home. Like I've been telling my mom no, I've been telling my brother no, I've been telling everybody no, like leave me alone type shit. Like,
Yeah.
So
That's why the unemployment rate's so high, you know.
What do you mean?
People don't want to go back to work.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel
and the
that
thing
still.
that's crazy too is that your cost of living is actually going up as it's saying no. Like
Our minimum wage is staying the same.
bro, fam, I'm not even capping. I drove by the gas station. When I seen 145.9, I say,
145?
Yeah, I seen 144 this week.
145 was the highest I ever seen it.
Gas prices are mud.
Fam, what? It reminded me of the first time I ever seen gas go up to 90 cents.
Yeah, like that shock feeling.
Yeah, I was like, what? It's not going down? I was like,
yeah, that shock factor is
up.
crazy.
And then I'm at work and shit, and then I'm looking at CB24. It's like, gas has reached an all-time record high in Canada. I'm like, what the fuck? Inside of my head. Okay. My car takes premium, so like
Jesus.
Oh no, I feel my car takes premium.
I was like, your car takes premium too.
Oh, does it? Oh man, that's why I love a Honda.
Yeah, it's like no, mine's a Civic.
Mine's technically made by a Honda, so we're all Honda boys in here.
And you have to go premium?
Well, they recommend it. But like I use premium because I put regular in it once and I was like never again.
Your car moves all sloppy and shit.
Moves all shaky.
I don't even know why, but most cars that take premium, the car will tell you like it's recommended
premium
that you take premium.
Yeah.
So like,
I feel like all cars should recommend premium, right?
I mean,
not really.
No, not really. Because I'm pretty sure,
like an Elantra doesn't need premium.
Yeah, there's something in premium gas that just helps.
Isn't it just the how diluted it is, like how diluted the ethanol is or whatever?
It's something like that. So it's like a longer burn. Okay, so for instance, like I think for my car and his car, depending on, I think it's just depending on like how, as you said, like the car burns. And I would assume this only because this is also tied in with the fact that the car's probably standard.
Yeah.
So you're probably burning a lot more gas.
Oh, you're both standard.
Yeah. So but this isn't to say that every standard car needs.
Yeah.
It also depends how you drive it.
It depends on how you drive it and all that.
If you're revving a lot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my car, they would consider it like a. What did they consider your car like a? Like it's not a luxury car, but like what did they call the top end? It's like the top end.
Sports car?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I guess you could say that. So it's like the higher the tier of the car, because you have like an economical car and a standard full size sports. Yeah. So I think my car is within the.
Oh, you mean like if it's a premium or if it's a full size or something like that?
Because the higher the premium goes, the more I would assume the car is burning gas on certain things. Mm-hmm. So, just in my case, my car technically is a Honda Accord in Japan or whatever. So, to that degree, if you look at a Honda Accord in comparison to a Civic,
I was gonna say you kind of sound like David when he said in Japan your car would be an Accord.
But I mean it is because the all right, I'm gonna get nerdy. Like in Japan, it's called an Acura. And a Honda Acura CL9.
I forgot that.
Yeah, I know, right? it's an Acura CL9 in Japan.
Yeah.
But down here, it's a Honda Accord in Japan. Down here is an Acura TSX. So, I mean, I guess that's what that's why you wouldn't, I guess, expect it to kind of. But I mean, when I hear Acura, I think it's premium cars type shit. So I expect it to kind of be taking premium shit.
Word. So just to get this clear, premium is at 145.
For the highest it's ever been.
I was gonna say regular right now is like 145. If you get 91, which is premium, that's like 169.
Oh, sorry. No. I hear what you're saying. Premium.
What?
Premium at the time for me was 140 something, and that for me I was comfortable with it. Cause but then when I seen the regular amount being 145, I was like, oh fuck.
So what is premium hit? 160,
like 169, 170.
The highest I seen because of this shit.
What?
Today was
get a Tesla, bro. Get a Tesla, dog.
the
electricity bill's gonna go up.
Just get a Tesla, bro, and then park up at the mall. Take the bus to the mall.
That's actually a free charge.
Or like whenever you can.
When you say it like that,
yeah,
it is free game.
It's a finesse.
Yeah, man.
It's a finesse.
Do what you gotta
Charge
do,
your
bro.
fucking car anywhere.
Just go in the mall.
No,
and it's
I
free
can't
right
find a gas
now.
station. Oh, there's a mall here. Or at least when I'm at the mall and make my car fill up.
Yo,
Not
you
even
free,
that,
right?
yo. You just plug it in, just walk around the mall probably like 2-3 times, and you're like, all right, my car's charged.
Yeah.
You good? They probably got the supercharged joints. So
You get your steps in for the day and everything.
That's crazy. And it's funny that we're saying this because I've been seeing a rise. I mean, you heard a lot of me personally, I heard a lot of car manufacturers switching over to EV.
yeah, they are.
So, it's just
Especially
funny
in
that
Canada.
as we're starting to talk about this, I guess as we get a little bit older and shit, it's kind of funny. Like it really is about to be a norm.
Yeah,
It's about time.
No, it is about
Yeah.
time. It's just crazy that like it's been around for some time, and personally, me, I feel like they're only moving this way because, I started seeing some shit about maybe man's actually started seeing that we actually have a limited amount of fuel left. One,
didn't
and
see
then
that.
I was
after,
gonna say, I don't even think it's that. I think it's just the
I
fact.
think it's that, and mixed with the fact that man's are seeing how well Tesla is doing. Tesla has a cult fan base.
yeah,
Like cult.
yeah, because of Elon.
It's kind of scary. Like mans will stick by it and be like, like they actually think they're at a higher tier than you. And that's
Elon might be the most influential man on earth.
And
Right now.
so this is the fuel thing is just an afterthought. But on a marketable stance, I think a lot of these car manufacturers are looking at like Tesla like, he has a cult fan base. Like, and at that moment, they're in a position where they're guaranteed to have their car sold off.
Yeah,
it's
that's a fact.
It's not like it's a popular car based off of
like performance or something like
Or
that.
the way it looks.
or just like looks or just
Yeah.
like like Cherokee. I hear you, but the main thing is because of Elon and what the car provides. It's a whole.
Definitely.
You got a fucking TV in your car essentially.
Definitely.
You could customize your car. You could do so much things with it, and a lot of these car manufacturers are looking. I feel are looking at it like, we're actually missing out. There's a lot of people who would rather take their money or that same amount of money and put it towards a Tesla where you get so much more in compared to our fucking Ford,
Our base model
our
cars
base
and
model,
everything.
whatever.
Elon right now is like, fuck, I forget this guy's name, but the guy for Apple, who's the guy for Apple?
Steve
He
Jobs?
died. Steve Jobs. Elon right now is Steve Jobs for Apple back in, what year was it? 2007, 2008. Like, that run where he came
the
out with
iPhone?
the iPhone just came out.
Yeah.
And like, mans were like, Steve Jobs this, Steve Jobs that. He's innovating the world. Like, he's doing that.
Okay, yeah, I can
You know what I
see,
mean?
yeah.
Like, he's changing the world. Like,
Yeah.
that's Elon right
I
now.
can't lie. When Apple brought the phone, I was like, oh, okay, this is
Shit's
crazy.
changing.
I can't lie. We're
Dog.
so used to it now, but I actually do remember when I
When
first
it
heard it, I'm like, yo,
dropped? It was
Apple
like
is
with
dropping
all
a phone.
All
It
touchscreen and
sounded foreign.
everything.
It sounded foreign still.
Bro, I didn't even believe in it. I was like, that shit ain't going
I'm like, yo,
that's just
computer
gonna break
phone?
on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
it
mean?
didn't sound real. It didn't sound real.
Yo, it sounded like sci-fi. Like, this is a gimmick. But when I see bare mans with it, I remember, I think the first person to have it in my school is maybe a man named Raul. And the man
Tesla?
brought it around. Nah.
The iPhone,
the
I was like, damn, there's a man at school. I was like, yo.
Yeah, nah.
I was like, shit,
Yeah,
you was ahead of the curve.
Yeah, the iPhone. I was like, let me see that stuff. And I started playing the tap game,
I know what you're talking about.
the Tap Legends or whatever it is.
Tap Revenge.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tap Revenge. Yo, dog, from that I was hooked.
Yeah.
I needed it.
You needed it? That's
needed
funny
the
because
phone,
I was
bro.
conflicted. I was like, yo, fuck, like, the phone is cool, but you see, my first impression was kind of bad because in the beginning, and man's may not remember this. In the beginning, when they started making the iPhone and then the iTouch.
Yeah.
Remember the iTouch? Remember?
Yeah.
Man's low-key forgot about that.
No,
I remember
that.
that.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like, man's in general.
Back when they used to have, like,
discontinued it. It was basically the iPhone without the phone.
No,
Back when they had
still
like
make it.
the
iPod touches, they still make it.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is like they made them.
sure?
Yeah.
They made them smaller, if anything. But I have not seen.
I remember when they do the square joints.
I
You
remember-
have it
Look at
wrapped around their
shuffle,
wrist.
look at
Okay,
shuffle,
no, it
yeah.
wasn't the
They
shuffle.
don't do that no
it
more.
wasn't the shuffle. They had. I remember.
They put it all
they
into
had,
the phone.
They had an iTouch.
Yeah, I
And then
remember
they-
that.
Yeah,
Then they made
when
a
they-
colorful iTouch.
Yeah.
And that was the last I seen from the iTouch.
Yeah, that was
Because
it.
I remember they had because they
Pretty
were
sure.
making the iTouch with the Nano. Because they brought the Nano back,
Yeah.
but then they were like, "Yo, the Nano's also touchscreen now."
Yeah. I
Right?
remember
And
it.
then
It was
the
those
shuff-
4 boxes. I
Then
remember
the
that.
shuffle, I remember was Lowkey the iWatch before the iWatch.
Facts.
That's facts. Still.
So, anyways, back to my original point. The iTouch in the beginning, the very beginning, never used to run JavaScript. Yo, JavaScript was the main thing that got you to play videos on your phone and shit. Make you play like you.
That
could
makes
go-
sense. It was so small.
I'm just saying at the time they never had it though.
Wait, are you talking? Oh, the iTouch?
The iTouch.
Like the first one that
So,
came out. Yeah.
so I'm just going back to why I never wanted to get the iPhone. So I'm just saying first impression. I remember they had the iTouch.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was like, oh, okay, if this can't play videos, why would
What's
I want the
point?
phone?
Yeah.
So this is when I just kept sticking with BlackBerry forever. And then that's when they dropped the iPhone 4. That tore me
Changed
up.
the game.
Cause I was conflicted. I'm like, this phone looks really sick. Man's
Yeah.
talking about iMessage all the time.
Yeah.
But this is only a small group of people because that small group of people only knew what iMessage was.
Yeah,
But
it was
everybody else
niche
was on a
back then.
BBM tail.
Yeah, it was
All of us
niche.
were on
yeah.
BBM.
Yeah, it was BBM
So I was
and
like, yo, I'm
MSN.
not
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Cause I remember
miss out.
iPhone mans used to try to download apps to be on BBM.
To be on BBM.
Nope,
Yeah.
couldn't do
Couldn't
it.
work.
It wasn't the
Yeah.
same.
And to me,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at them like, must suck to be left out.
Yeah.
Not knowing that was the new frontier.
Yeah.
And, You know, I was conflicted. I remember my dad at the time was asking me, yo, like, I was supposed to get a new phone. He's like, yo, do you want the iPhone? Because apparently this thing just came out. It could do all this shit and everything. But I'm looking at this is when the new BlackBerry Bull just came out. This was also touchscreen. Like, shit, I don't know because
Yo, and
everyone's still on that BBM
and that
wave.
pad, the keyboard pad that
trackpad.
BlackBerry had and all
I
that.
miss a keyboard on
Bro,
my phone,
yeah,
bro.
that
See,
was-
the problem
was-
that I
that was
said
a
to
wave,
me was
so-
the worst mistake was that BlackBerry was making a new fucking phone every 2 months almost. I got the new Bold, enjoying it. 3 months into school, yo, new BlackBerry Bold come. I'm like, I just copped this.
Yeah,
like I
man.
literally just copped this. How did they have
They had
another?
to milk it, bro. They had to milk it while they
Bro,
can.
they were milking it, and I was just too slow to realize that this was the impeding doom of BlackBerry, and that iPhone was now on this transcendence of fucking changing the game forever.
What killed BlackBerry was them sticking hard to not going touchscreen. They should have saw.
they jumped
jumped touchscreen, but
to-
Nah,
It's
not
just,
not
I
like
feel
how
I feel
how
the interface
Sam,
was trash though.
No, that's exactly what it was. Yo, fam,
not like how Samsung did it.
Yo, I'm
Samsung
telling
saw
you right
Apple
now-
and was like, "Okay, we're challenging you directly.
exactly.
We're coming out with our joint."
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, interface wise and all that,
Yeah.
iPhone was changing the game. Everybody was into simplicity in the fact that like it wasn't hard to use an iPhone.
Yeah.
With a BlackBerry, it's kind of like, yo, you have to remember, BlackBerry started off as a businessman's phone. Like
For
it
sure.
wasn't for regular consumers. For
sure.
You know what I mean?
It was just a
Yeah.
little trend.
So
Yeah.
so if you compare a BlackBerry to an iPhone, let's say iPhone 3 at the time, yo, it was way easier to use the iPhone than it was to use a BlackBerry.
Yeah, it's more user friendly for sure.
And that was the problem. Samsung probably looked at Apple like, think we could do this shit too.
Yeah, but they kind of Samsung did it in between iPhone and BlackBerry because like you still have like
Well,
Samsung.
I was just gonna say that they just kind of took Android's like interface and stole a
that's-
couple
and that's
stuff
exactly
from Apple.
it.
Yeah.
Because remember, Android was a thing back then.
From time.
Because I even had the what's it called?
Android has been a thing from time.
Yeah,
what
there's
was the phone before Samsung then?
What do you mean?
LG.
It might have been LG.
Yeah.
Might have been LG or someone like
LG,
that.
No,
Nokia.
Yeah.
wasn't it? Wait, who had Android technology?
Yeah, like the Android phone.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure it was everybody who just wasn't. Because Android was ran by, wasn't it Google?
No,
I don't know if that's
No, it wasn't
Google has their own thing.
No, I lied. Android actually did come out as like their own kind of thing, but I think Android was. See, I'm talking as a non-Android nigga, so I can't. Are you?
Yo,
Android
don't
nigga?
look at my phone like that, yo.
Are you an Android nigga? You are, right?
Why, yo?
trying to hide
Why
his
did I
phone.
see this guy judge me right there?
No,
He's like,
because like,
hold on, what is that?
No, because I was just saying.
Android.
I was like, ew, Android.
I was like, look, because I was gonna ask you a question. I was gonna be like,
Go ahead,
is it
yo.
Android?
Go ahead, but ease up on the judging eyes you got there.
No,
Just
I was-
soften up a little bit,
no,
you know what I mean?
I just
Go
said.
ahead.
I was just saying that I'm speaking as a non-Android nigga, so let me
Word.
hold my horses.
Yeah.
And that's why I looked over. I'm like,
Yeah, but the
Are you an
side
Android
eye.
nigga? No,
yeah,
sorry, I
you
was
see,
just-
even
I was gonna say,
right
I'm
there.
in the group
Side
chat,
eye
so I
was
know he's not
crazy.
looking at
I'm trying
me.
to think. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. So
Go ahead.
I was saying like, yo, Android was like Android is like a, for lack of a better term, a service, right?
Yeah, it's an
like
OS.
an OS.
It's an
Okay,
OS.
That's
yeah.
what it is. And I think because Apple doesn't, Apple's Apple. Apple likes to make their own thing.
Yeah, they have their own
So-
their own regimen.
So everybody just started adopting to the Android OS, and I think Samsung definitely was like, all right, yo, we see what Apple's doing.
Let's just do it.
Yo, we could just, fuck around with the Android OS, and then make an iPhone as well.
Yeah,
That's what I
just
think.
add their own little bells and whistles.
But
and
what
call
I'm-
it their own.
But what I'm trying to get at is that BlackBerry didn't take that initiative.
Which they should have.
Every fucking cell phone company that I could think of who was trying to jump into the touchscreen shit was like, all right, we're hopping on board with Android.
What they're doing, yeah,
Because
and
it
that's
wa-
what BlackBerry should have done. 'cause
that was the fall of BlackBerry, because BlackBerry was like, all right,
They're
well,
so hard-headed.
we're not about this. We're about business men
Yeah.
only, businesses like, and that's
Yeah.
where they fucked up.
Yeah,
because
they
then
needed
at
to
the end
adapt.
of the day, they ended up trying to be a part of the Android system thing, and their phones sucked.
There was remember there was that point where BlackBerry was like the biggest phone company in the game. So
Yes, sir.
like,
Shout
if
out
they-
Canada, bro.
if
Really?
they- for real. Like
They're
if
still
they-
around though.
They are, but
Yeah,
they're
but
struggling.
They
They're
just went
struggling.
back to their lane of just business people.
They struggling.
In the sense of like they stopped
When's the last
making
time you seen a
Blackberries.
BlackBerry?
I'm not a businessman like that.
No, they stopped making Blackberries. I swear.
Yeah,
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't remember the last. When's the
I
last time?
think
you seen a
they
BlackBerry?
actually called it quits after the Z10.
I don't know.
When did that come out?
I want to say 2010 or 2011.
I don't know. All I know
But
is
it
I
was
haven't seen it in a
it was
minute.
their answer to all the touchscreen that's going on. Like,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
mans
yeah.
are dropping touchscreen phones. All right. Well, what's gonna happen when BlackBerry drops are, But
That's when everyone's already off of
but
BlackBerry.
everyone's already off of BlackBerry.
Yeah,
And
if they had just conformed and just fell in the loop, they'd still be one of the biggest companies.
Because
Like,
BlackBerry had its nice run. Because I like literally during the BBM run, bro, it was the greatest thing. Especially like when mans were doing like the chain message where they're like, "Yo, here's all these people's like pins. Follow, add them." Because people just want their BBMs to look full, and then like you just meet things off of that. Sometimes you get thrown into certain groups. People are just cracking bare jokes and everything.
you know what I hated was the big chain messages of you guys.
I was about to say
I didn't
that.
mind it, yo.
No, I
Some of them
hated
are
that.
weird,
I'm
or
like,
some of
bro,
them are like full fucking stories and essays. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
not trying
what
to
you
Or
got
they're
that?
like,
You
yo,
got that
add
WhatsApp.
up these pins. I'm like, bro, who's
Yeah.
looking at all these numbers and
Don't
gonna
put that
add
on
up all these random people?
Yeah, man.
I thought it was
ain't
weird as
doing that
fuck.
shit.
Yo, people used to
even
do it. I remember I slapped my pin on that one time, and I was getting bare people adding me.
Why?
What?
Yeah, I just wanted to see. It was the thing back then. It's almost like back in the day where everyone had like bare friends on Facebook, and it's like those people. It's like they just added me.
Yo, man,
Even
people
all
are
that, I
too
wasn't even on that.
too wrapped up in numbers and
Yeah.
and how many people are
Optics.
following.
Niggas love
you.
optics, yo.
Yo, I'm like the opposite spectrum. I prefer less
Dab me
people
for that,
following
bro.
me.
was the
I
same
hate
thing.
yo. If you look at my profile is locked. It's like private. Yo, I got like 200 people trying to follow me. I'm saying nah. Some people Lowkey. Some people I know. I'm just like nah. Like I know you, but I don't know you like that.
Guy said, "I'm not even trying to make you follow me like that."
Yo, because like
I respect
honestly,
it.
like yo, I prefer less people knowing about me right now. Like I'm not at that stage yet where I'm like we're trying to get there, with the pod. When honestly, I've been thinking about using my separate account or making a separate account to make people follow that. I just want the personal account to be super
be the
private.
Percy.
Yeah,
I hear
super
you.
private.
Yeah.
And I think
Nothing wrong
people
with
are too caught up in like the numbers and especially back then
And
like back
people's
in the day.
lives.
Well, even
Yeah.
now, I feel like it's even at a high. Because
Yeah.
it all kind of started from there. Like but that's kind of how people's always been. Is that they kind of want, as Nick said, the whole semantics of making it seem like everyone knows you.
Yeah.
Like Facebook. I remember like there's people with like over 1,000, and there'll be a few people I know like
Bro,
that.
that's Poe now. Like, granted though, Poe was doing business through Facebook.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about like other
But
people
like
that,
other
that just,
people,
that just does
some
it.
people, I'm like, yo, how you know this person or whatever?
Yeah, some people literally just
yeah.
do it just so that they can get it.
Niggle.
Mm-hmm.
What you saying?
Is that legend coming in on the pod or not?
I know we don't have a mic set up for
Legend,
him.
no mic set up. All right.
He was saying walk on to the man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well,
And
well.
on that note, let's do a quick intro.
I see the merch.
Yeah.
It's the Man's a Mossin
That's
podcast.
a wrong merch.
Oh, he's talking about that hat.
You already know what it is.
I was like, yeah,
It's your
you
boy.
already know.
It's your boy J Tronics on the ones and twos, privy to every Ebonics.
You know what's funny? You've been trying to get your intro off as we were talking, so I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all part of it. It's the Man's a Mossin podcast, and we got our boy Dre Splash coming in on his own wave. And we got our boy Nick Nubian, the natural historian.
The nature boy.
The Man's a Mossin podcast on episode 44. Got
You
it
remember
right.
this time?
44?
Got it right,
This
boy.
guy looked at me like,
Yes.
is that the right one?
44, man.
This is our Comedy Central fucking episode.
Is that what channel it was on? 44? And then Teletoon was
yeah,
45.
45.
Yes.
That was a
46
Teletoon
was
episode.
Home Improvement,
Yes.
the HD.
Yes.
And
47 was
Actually,
TBS.
Yeah, and then they changed it to Peachtree.
And then
That was
50
whack. I hated when they changed that.
I
Yeah.
hated it low key, but it was alright. I wasn't mad at it after because
Nah,
Georgia's
it threw
the
me
peach
off,
state.
bro. It threw me off. Yeah, I hear that, but it threw
So I
me
wasn't
off.
mad. I wasn't mad.
Yeah, I only
Wasn't
went there for
mad.
House of Pain anyway. See?
Again, it did it. Yeah, I don't
See,
know.
now you know it's not me doing it.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I think
Oh,
I got like
Good,
scratchy.
that's why I don't do it.
Yeah, it does the ha thing. It's weird. 50 was Space Channel. Used to love that channel.
What was 48?
I don't even know what 48 was. I just know BET was 49.
What the fuck was 48? That was HDT.
AMC?
Nah, we didn't have AMC back
No,
then.
we did. We did.
Did we?
Yeah, we had AMC on 52
Oh,
or 53.
Yeah.
One of them joints.
I don't remember.
But 48, I think, was HGTV, like home design or the home shit.
I wouldn't
Your
be
guess is
surprised.
as good as mine.
And then after 43 was the History Channel.
yeah,
42 was
I
Discovery.
remember that.
Yeah.
I
41
remember that.
was.
This guy knows.
I don't know.
I
Red.
remember.
But you're bringing it back to
I'm
me.
a
I'm just
TV
like,
head.
yo, yeah.
I'm a TV head.
You got
I
me.
actually was a TV head. So.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. It's the Man's More Support Kids. You already know what it is. So yeah, how's
I feel like eventually we should get an app because then I feel like we can have more sound effects. Get a little drop.
Yeah, I would like a little bit more because it's kind of
there an app
stiff
for
here.
Nah, like there's
There
an app
is.
like in general just for soundboards.
Yeah, I got one. I'm actually. Oh, I should actually check if they do have. You remember the voice mod thing I do on Discord where I change my voice?
Nah,
You don't remember that?
I don't remember you doing
Yo,
that.
when I do, sometimes I come in on
Turn you,
Discord.
like into like an old man.
Yeah, like I do like the Darth Vader or something like that.
Yo,
You know,
that's-
have I not done it with you in the
that's so-
in the Discord yet?
No.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
That's
like
hilarious
this week.
because on the original Xbox,
Mm.
or at least on Halo 2, the original Halo 2 disc, there was a setting that you could modify your voice.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was hilarious because I
Wow.
never seen anybody do it, and this one dude came on them like everyone's talking with their actual like normal voice, and you hear this guy come on, here goes. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. But it's hilarious. I'm like, wait, they have that?
Yeah,
on
that's what I was
Discord?
doing. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Like, it
it's not a Discord thing. It was a separate. It's called Voice Mod. No, we're
Like
not sponsored, but Voice Mod. Yeah.
It made a nigga sound like one of them mans who are like, yo, don't show my face. And
Yo.
use a fake name for me. And
Bro, I'd sound like
just make sure you see my shadow.
yo. I'd come in like V from Red Dead. Like yo, I'd be sounding like
This guy has
mad
a
deep.
mask and it's coming true.
Yeah, or like the fucking clown from Saw. Oh, I came to play a game.
Oh, Jigsaw.
Yeah, Jigsaw. Yeah. So yeah, man.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. They do have. I think they do have an app for that. So maybe I could try downloading it and
Yeah,
maybe
we can try
get
it
some more.
because we can connect this thing through Bluetooth.
Because I have the one time like subscription.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's a lifetime subscription.
Lifetime
thing.
subscription.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's blessed.
I don't think they have one.
You don't get that type of integrity anymore.
Yeah.
I lie.
But
Everyone's
it makes sense on a business scale. Like, why would you pay for something once?
I
Like,
hear
why
that,
would
yeah.
I want to make you pay for one product one time? It's kind of like why 23andMe is going out of business.
Oh, really? They don't charge you like
Because so many times you can do it.
I mean, like you get your result once,
And then you're
Yeah.
done.
and then
But hey,
especially if you do it with like your family or you do it while you have a big household, and then you're like, well, everybody, you guys don't need to know your background because I did it.
honestly,
Facts.
yeah, yo, honestly, if they're trying to grow more, they're fucking up. Because it's honestly like just keep it the same model and get your money and then be out and move to a next venture. Because there's so many times you can get your results, right?
Or you can sell off
Like-
like the patent to someone else.
You do it if you do like
But then again,
if a
they're like-
billion people do it, that's at least $1 billion.
no. But the thing is, not a billion people is gonna do it because
Yeah.
let's just say 1 in every 10 person represents 10 people.
Yeah.
Like I represent my household, and that's fuck.
Oh, so if you do it, your brother doesn't have to do it.
No, because we basically shit. We're brothers.
I was gonna say only if like
I mean, if you have a
Like,
different
yeah.
dad or something, then granted. But you know, if
I was
for
gonna
the
say
most
even
part-
like if like the parent does it from there, it's like it kind of just stops everything because all the questions are asked like answered from there.
yeah,
So like if
Yeah.
anyone else in your family has like kids or anything, they could be like, oh, this is my mom's 23andMe. This is where she came from.
yeah. These
Have
are all
any
the
of you
people-
done it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
why I
did
said
it?
Yeah,
Have you done it?
Nah, I don't trust that,
a
bro.
lot,
what's it
yeah.
like?
I was gonna say a lot of niggas don't do it because they don't trust it
Yeah.
for some reason. Niggas think they're gonna get cloned out there.
Yeah,
Shit, I'd love for somebody to clone me. Then
Is
I
that
can go
it?
off grid.
yeah. That's like
So
one of the
that's-
reasons why I don't want to do it. I
Because you don't want
prefer,
them to have your DNA.
I prefer that if I'm gonna be cloned, I
biological
want to know that I'm
information?
gonna be cloned.
Word.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be cloning anybody anytime soon. So
That we know of.
Yeah, I don't
And
know.
then, as I
They
said,
they
like-
say Walt Disney is still on ice, so I don't know.
I mean, if
I
they're
wouldn't be
gonna use
surprised.
me if they're gonna use a clone me to do anything bad, I can't imagine it. And then, as I said, this is just a perfect time for me to be like, all right, so you guys have a replacement for me? You know, what the fuck? I don't need to be here.
Yeah, I don't know. But so how is it like? So they give you like
So
all
they
your
give you this
heritages.
package. They give you
Yeah.
this package, and then
Yeah.
it just gives you gives you a little information sheet, letting you know how the whole process works, how it works, the history of not like the history of like where it came from, but like in the sense of like how it shows your like family history. So it isn't showing individuals, just more of where like what your DNA shows is just showing where the makeup is coming from. It isn't on anybody specific. So this
So it
is how
doesn't
they
show
cut-
you who you're related to.
So they kind of do in the sense of by everybody who signs up.
I'm so confused by this.
Basically,
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, keep going.
no, okay. So once they give you the test kit or whatever, they have this tube, and this tube has a certain solution in it to hold because you have to spit in it. So you have to spit in the tube to a certain amount. Like
Whoa.
it's not a lot. It's just it's really like this much or whatever. But
He said,
You
"Give it to
spit
me
it-
nasty."
you spit inside the tube, shake up the solution, and the solution basically keeps your saliva from like expiring. Let's just say that.
Okay.
So once they do that, they sequence the whole thing. I mean, it's really neat. I'll show you off my phone later on. They tell you like the whole breakdown of how they do it. So
And
at
then
that certain
results?
point, so once you sign up and everything and all that shit, say like you did it too, right? And you're in London or whatever. They'll take that data, and then after they compare with anybody else who has it, who's on that database. So you'll start seeing people. So say like me and you didn't know we're related, right?
Okay.
Once they start showing, because your DNA is really unique, right? And there's certain things that carry over, and it's only your dad's traits that carry over. Like women's traits don't. They
Because
stop at
male strains are more dominant.
for some. I don't know some bullshit. I forgot the whole term, but
X
essentially
chromosomes, Y
you're
chromosomes.
yeah.
Yeah.
the male chromosomes are the ones that get passed on every time, not the
Yeah.
women one. I forgot how the women's one work, but essentially,
That's why they usually want, like, every family wants at least one boy.
Because you're more likely to get a boy than a girl.
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
I don't know
There-
about that. My
I was
sister
gonna say
got 5
more-
nieces.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
there's more women in the world than men.
Isn't it more kind of equal? But yeah, maybe.
Nah.
Maybe
think,
it's like,
I think
it's
women-
almost 50-50.
I think
it's
women,
close.
I think women are at like
All I'm saying is we gotta
56%,
fact check
men is at
this.
44%.
But basically, yeah. So say like our grandfather or our great grandfather, right? And mind you, this is information that's being diluted as time passes, but it's still information that's there. So say like your your third or fourth great grandfather, within that generation of his family, there's definitely going to be women that are going to be born and everything. So as I said, that information just slowly gets less and less as time passes, but it's still there. So say like if it was
Yo,
just,
what were the results, bro?
I mean, I was just explaining you the whole thing.
This guy's like, I'm tired of the
Yo,
build-up.
the build-up is crazy. What were the results?
I thought you wanted to
wait,
know
Are
how it
you
worked.
black?
Well, I was gonna say before
Nigga.
before he goes on, you're right. Still, there's more men than the women right now. It's like 50.4% men and 49.6% women.
I mean, this is the way what I remember, the way the science works out. You're more. It's more of a chance that you get a boy than a girl. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, sorry. It was just like, yo, I just wanted to know results, to be honest. But keep going. Go
That's
ahead.
how it worked.
Go
That's
ahead.
what I
Go
was telling
ahead.
you first.
I'm sorry.
You got me lost, man.
So say your grandpa did it some years ago, something like that. I don't
So
know.
basically, yeah. So say like if I just signed up on the thing and nobody in my family, like ever, like for whatever coincidence, nobody else in my, I wouldn't have any matches with anybody. Like, and if I did, it'd be like a 1%, like less than 1% match to like some white person or something.
Word.
But because there are family members I actually do have, and you know the app shows it, I only share no higher than like, I think what I saw was like no higher than 3%. It's probably even less than that from the people who
Caucasian or what?
no, like black people.
Oh.
And there are black and white people, and the reason why, I'm into like how the development on like how certain families started, because like since you want to know my result, I'm like 26% South Asian.
South Asian.
Yeah, because my
So
mom,
Indian?
Yeah. So, I mean, and that probably makes up a good majority of the Caribbeans, like no cap. But for the most part, my grandfather is like, from what my uncle told me, because I never met my grandfather on my mom's side. My mom's mixed. My grandfather, he passed away, and I've never known. But all of his kids are like light skinned, bro. It's kind of funny. When I went to Florida one time to go meet one of my granddads, went to her house, all that shit, seen some family pictures or whatever. I'm looking at the family pictures. I'm like, well, at least I heard it like that was her son, and he has a wife and everything. Her son, my grand aunt or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess she married like a lighter complexion guy too. So their son came out super light skin, right? His super light skin like son married a white lady. They have a kid who's like fucking super white. Mind you, now I'm looking at it like, so this kid and me.
And this is your cousin.
Huh?
He's your cousin?
Like some form of relevant, yeah, like to
Okay.
a degree, because it's my grandfather's sister's son.
That's your cousin, right?
I would like third
Grandfather's
cousin or some
sister's
shit.
son. Yeah, that's like your cousin.
It's like a removed
It's
cousin.
like
I
second.
think.
I think it's like
Or
second cousin.
If
I
they're
don't
not
know
close, you just call me cousin.
I don't know how it works
Yeah.
as second and third, but like I looked at it like, yo, we're related. Like
Yeah.
me and this fucking white looking girl are related, and from then I was like always curious about it. So as I said, going back to the app, if you look at certain percentages, and mind you, this is saying now like if nobody on the Caribbean side of my family decided to do it, like this is anybody who's in England, anybody who's in the Caribbean or Canada, nobody decided to do it, and only the white people on my side of the family started to want to do it, it would show certain traces. And going back to what I was saying in terms of the light skin shit, my grandfather's dad was mixed with some form of European and Spaniard.
Okay. So
it just over time, because I don't know how the whole history happened, but you know, that's why like if I go on the app or whatever, I'll have like all these random ass like family members. Mind you, though, I don't think it's 100% accurate. Like, yo, these people are. It's just like, yo, these people share like the same DNA as you,
right?
And they could potentially be a cousin of yours, and they show you how it can be, how it's possible. It doesn't mean it's 100%, but obviously, the higher the percentage, the more likely it is.
Okay, I understand why 23andMe is going out of business.
Yeah, because yo, once you get one person, someone like me, like that's about it, and there isn't that much people. Because as I said, per household, say like or per family, say there's at least 15 of you niggas, right? And there's one of me out of every 15 family. Because of me, I'm taking care of all 14 of the rest of you. So now you guys don't need to get it technically unless you felt curious or intrigued to go do it yourself.
Like go more in depth or something.
23andMe is for people that are soul searching or something, man. I don't know. Like you're trying to find out who's my real family. I don't know. I feel like. Cause like
as I said, for me, I looked at it like it doesn't show you who's your real family or nothing. It just shows you
your heritage,
what your makeup is.
That's another thing. Like the way I thought it worked is like, you know, I thought it was like, wasn't there something before this was like family tree
and
ancestry.com?
So the difference with those is that it looks up documented hit like history. Documented shit.
Yeah, so it tells you who you're related to.
It'll look back.
That's a lot more interesting than just telling you.
So what they do is they look based off of like your last name shit, and then they go off of whatever records they can find that lead up to kind of that.
That sounds a lot cooler.
I mean, to me, it's cool. Okay, so for instance, now imagine if you found out like where
you're related to Hitler.
Hold on. What if imagine you're doing the ancestry thing, and you're like, I'm curious as to where my last name came from, right? So now it's gonna do all this. This is what ancestry does. Ancestry will show you all that shit, and next thing you know, you might find out that a slave master was like your great grandfather, or some shit.
That makes sense.
So I'm just saying, at that point now, there's some people who want to be like, yo, let me go further with this. How am I related to this person? How did I end up being black if this person's my great grandfather type shit? So now you have things like 23andMe that kind of covers that certain shit because you're providing them with DNA evidence now for them to break down all that shit and then provide you with that type of answer.
You don't think Ancestry.com would have that too?
I think they do to a degree, but like I don't think it's as like they take it a step further by finding actual documents as much as they can, right?
Like whatever's actually saved in the archives and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So there could be a chance that some people look at it like, yo, it's a waste of money because they know that their family isn't shit or their family is small.
I think for black people, it's kind of rough because a lot of our history
and that's what I was gonna say. Like for a lot of black people, it's like, yo, a lot of things probably just got wiped away.
Yeah, especially if you're living in America.
The only thing that you have left at this point is really whatever sequence you carry with you.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if I can't find any fucking family record history or whatever, at least I could see where
what certain percentage I am.
Yeah, you can see where. At least, I mean,
did the slave master fuck my great grandma or what?
Yeah, there's literally like shit like that.
Yeah, the best thing I think that's out there to do is just probably ask like the older heads in your family.
But even then,
with some information,
bro. Even then, a lot of these niggas don't even know or don't care, and I totally understand that because. Yo, you're born and you got so much responsibilities to like do and think of. Like you don't really got time to think about where the fuck.
Yeah, you gotta have a passion for it.
Like as I said, for me, it was just an intriguing thing. But when I asked my mom certain shit, she's like, I don't know, I don't even care. I'm like, all right, cool. I asked my grandma, don't know. Asked my other family member, don't know. And my mom ended up telling me, yo, one of your uncles in Florida knows a little bit of whatever. So I was like, oh, interesting, wicked. At least now I could cover some ground with this because I'm bored. And just talked to him, and he just shared me whatever information he knew because he obviously knew his dad and shit. So, for some reason, he was as intrigued as I was. And from there, that's how you can know. But outside of that, there's some people who literally, or most families, just don't give a fuck. And that's fine. But, like, that's why Ancestry and 23andMe exist because there's that one not one person that's like, yo, I want to know this. Because me personally, I just said,
What made you like super intrigued? Like, yo, I know I want to find
23
What
Me's got
happened?
sell
I
it
just
to
told you,
ancestry.
like when I went to Florida, when I saw my
the
grandaunt,
great grand. Oh, okay.
my great grandaunt or whatever. And
Oh, and when you saw the white,
when I saw that family picture, and she was like, "Yo, that's
when you
her
met
family."
your white cousin, that's when it
I
was
never
like,
met them, but like I seen a picture of them and shit. I was like,
Ain't no way, boy.
I'm like, bro, that's crazy.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, because
Ain't no way that
in my
cousin-
family, I have bare light skins, but like there's not really any white people in my family.
From what I remember, most of my family's black. From what I've met.
Yeah, like they're black, but they're just light skinned.
Yeah,
That's the main
yo,
thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
Yeah.
it's
And then
just
that's
kinda
when, and
weird.
then even my mom's side, when I started asking questions, she's like, that's when I found out I got Dutch on her side, and I think on my dad's side it's like Scottish or something like that.
Granted, that's what almost every Caribbean person though,
Yeah.
because like that's like it literally draws back to slave times at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, because Jamaica was a colonized country.
Yeah,
By
and
the
then,
British.
and then after, the reason why you have at least a majority of like people from at least, I'm gonna say just Jamaica. I don't know anywhere else, but
Yeah.
the reason why you have some South Asian influence is because during around these times too, like Catholic, like priests and all these bishops and all them will go to these islands or these countries and shit to
Force
bring
a religion on
force a
them.
religion
Yeah.
and bring the word. And what some of them would do
Trying to take
is
over the world.
bring them over to like these Caribbean islands and shit. So I remember I was looking up like where my mom's last name came from.
And
Thomas.
that's a new level of fucking door-to-door salesmanship.
Thomas
You know,
is
when
a fucking
the
funny
Mormons come to your door, they go into countries. Coming to a country near you.
Yeah.
Boy.
If you thought Jehovah's Witness was bad coming every week, yo, imagine these people just pull up to your country. It's like, yeah, you guys gonna believe in this?
But yeah, and they take you from that shit. So
Yeah.
mind you, as all that was happening, from what I learned was that like a lot of these priests or bishops or whatever, when they go to like these like islands to go settle down and preach or whatever, it's like they brought niggas back with them. But then instead of like asking people what their last name was or what their name was, it's like, I'm just gonna assign this group Thomas, this group Ellis, this group Hemmings. So it's like, all right, go about your business.
That's
This
wild.
is your last name. Carry it with you.
Oh yeah, because back then they didn't really have last
Back then,
names like that.
back then,
It was
it's
just
so
one name and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Maybe.
why you have so many
Yeah.
strong names in Jamaica alone. It's kind of like if you go to India or some shit, there's bare mans with Singer
There's
in their last
Sings,
name
you know,
or
Yeah, Muhammad.
Kapoor or some shit in their last name. Like it's one of those things where like, yo, the Catholic niggas just like, yo, listen, I'm gonna name you after a saint, so your name's gonna be Thomas. You, John. You, Peter.
Yeah.
That's
So,
odd
yeah.
still.
Yeah, so at that point, as I said, for me, it was just that intriguing thing. Because, yo, you look at African people, they got the motherland name. You know what I mean?
And
you look
they
at
come here, they're like,
Just
they got
last
their
week.
slave name.
yeah, and you look
Just
at all
last
of
week,
us who
we
are
had
from the
on,
Caribbeans or from an island or some shit. It's like, yo, how do you guys sound so like culturally different, but have this that type of name? It doesn't even match almost. So yeah, to that degree, it's kind of like that's kind of what intrigued me to be like, yo, I wonder why my last name sounds so like normal, sounds so like
Yeah.
it's washed.
Yeah, that's a
Like
rabbit
it's
hole,
a
man.
European last name, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole. When you
Yeah.
when you want to find out, how far back especially as a black person, like how far back this goes, and like
History goes deep, bro.
Yo, and
Yeah.
and that's why I said for me, that's exactly kind of why I was intrigued. Because at that point, I was just, it was one of those things you're kind of bored. You're like, I'm like, I mean, mind you, Nature Boy Nick, I love the way how the history of like things work to
Yeah.
a degree, especially with like living things. So, I'm always interested in like how people migrated from one place to another, how
Yeah.
an influence starts
feel that.
somewhere or whatever. So it's just those little things where I'm like, it just came down to me now. I'm like, yo, I wonder where I'm from. I wonder what makes me up. And then from there, it's just
feel that.
all about flying down a rabbit hole that I didn't really
I
need
feel
to get
that.
myself into.
I still understand why 23andMe ain't lasting long, but I get the interest. But 23andMe, the lane they picked probably wasn't it. I don't know.
Nah,
They
that's
gotta
a
It's
good
figure
one
it
of
lane.
those things that
They
back
gotta
to what I was
figure it out.
saying, on a business scale, why would you
Yeah.
want to make something that you could only use once? It's
Yeah.
it's a shit idea. That's why
They probably made money at the beginning because like everyone was,
'Cause
like,
everyone- it was
trying
new.
to do it.
It was
was
just
like,
something new.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's
and
what
then now it just kind of died down. But
all right,
Yeah.
for instance, this is how you know it's dying down, at least from how I knew. The process said it would take a few months. I got that shit in a month, less than a month. 3 weeks.
Oh, because there's not as many applicants.
There's no more applicants. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, we just need to wait for the sequencing to finish. Boom.
Yeah.
All right, here's the results.
Unless they add something new where they'll be like, if you get this, we'll connect you with these people.
So this is what they actually low-key did. They gave you as much information that you could be intrigued about, but what they locked off was, or what you have to pay for, is your health history, like your family health history.
Like if you got diabetes.
Yeah.
and stuff
Oh, that's
like
a
that.
question I didn't ask. How much was it?
Shit, I don't remember. It was a gift. It was like a bill something.
Oh,
but like the
100 something.
paywall to find out
We found out.
the information is like I think the same amount, or if not, just $25 less. But I mean, that's just the other way how they kind of like get people to, still throw in a little bit more cash. But even that, once you pay for that, it's like, yo,
You don't need to go
you
back.
don't need to do it anymore.
And realistically, you could probably even go to your doctor and be like, yo, what's my family history on this, and this, and
But
do a
that's
test.
only based if your family has been going to that doctor forever, or at least the doctor who's been helping you forever gave that information to your new doctor.
But I'm pretty sure they can find a way. Like if 23andMe is figuring it out, I'm pretty sure your doctor can give you more information.
Jesus.
The difference is
Hold on.
23andMe has like your
Okay.
DNA and is doing a whole bunch of like they
Okay,
can see
so there's
once they do everything, once they finish sequencing all your shit, they have everything out on the table and they could be like, oh yo, like we know this. Whereas like your doctor will probably have to do that same thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a whole lot longer.
Yeah.
Come back and do another test. The whole
So
bunch of
there's
shit. 'Cause
two packages.
The technology that 23andMe has is definitely not the technology that the doctors have access to.
It's two packages. It's Ancestry plus traits, and then health plus ancestry. Ancestry plus traits costs $130.
Okay.
But if you go health and
The
ancestry,
ancestry plus traits isn't showing like any family record.
so you got the other one,
No, that's the first one I got. The
Okay.
second one with the health shit.
the health and
That-
ancestry.
Yeah.
How much was that
But
one?
the ancestry, I think you're getting confused with ancestry.com or some shit. Ancestry is just showing you like where your like ancestors came from. Like, yo, if you have a fucking great grandfather who came from South Asia, it'll show you that. That's what they mean by ancestry.
$250.
$50?
$250.
That's not bad. Getting all the information.
Yeah, yo, I'm telling you, it's
$250
actually,
it's not bad. I just don't want to give them my DNA.
if anything, as I'm saying, like the only real benefit from this is the health benefit part.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you can just see what type of shit is hereditary. Like for me, I know sickle cell runs in my family. Luckily, I didn't get sickle
Yeah, I
cell.
was gonna say I got that, on
that runs
my side of the family too,
and
but that's
that-
mostly the females though.
And it's weird because
Word.
once you do it for yourself, you could see what you have or some shit that you could possibly carry over. You know what I mean? Or like your kids could take on. So there could be a possibility that my kid could have sickle cell for some whatever reason, but just because it's
Yeah.
ran in my family.
You know what's actually funny? Actually thinking about this now is just the fact that like that can actually start being the future of like even people starting to date, where it's like people are gonna want to see like your records of your family history to kind of see if you're elite or
Yo,
not.
Wasn't there a Black Mirror episode on that?
Honestly, I would
don't think so.
I would low-key prefer that.
Oh no, that was a show. It was another show, but it was like Black Mirror. It was the same thing. Like the company. So the company, it was like the ultimate match company. This is the show. So it's like, I don't know. Say the show's called like Perfect Match. So the company would take a DNA swab of like whatever, and pull it in like 23andMe and get all your information and say, okay, this is your perfect soulmate.
Yeah.
And if you meet this person, you guys are instantly gonna fall in with each other. I don't remember where I was.
Black
going with
Mirror,
this.
but Black Mirror has something like that.
What was
too.
your point again? What were you,
My,
what
my
did
whole
you
point is
say?
just saying like I feel like the dating world's gonna change eventually.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where I was going with this.
I mean,
so,
I'm not opposed to that in the sense of if you know you're gonna do it long term, because long term, as I said, if there's certain things that you carry that are hereditary, and trust me, there's some weird things that carry on that are hereditary. Like you could carry fucking lymphomas or whatever,
Glaucoma,
all that type of shit. You
Yeah.
could be carrying.
Diabetes.
arthritis.
And now listen, and this is where I say it could be beneficial. Now you have all that information, or at least now
2050?
you and your spouse have that information, right? There's a technology
depends.
out there called CRISPR. I don't know if you guys
Okay.
heard of it.
Nope.
CRISPR is this thing where
not sponsored, by the way. Go ahead.
it's not even a thing to be sponsored, but CRISPR is a thing where it's this new technology basically where you can you can edit out certain DNA traits out
I
of.
heard about that.
So basically, right now, what it's being used for is strictly health reasons because there's
So it's like DNA engineering.
essentially yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's like
what you can do.
modification, like you picking and choosing what traits you want, what you
That's
do
for
want.
the future. That's what they're saying. It could lead up to it. At a certain
Yeah.
point, you could be like, "Yo, I want my baby to have blue eyes, do
Yeah.
this, blah blah."
Be
And
6'5" and
could-
stuff like
you
that.
could change certain. I don't think it's based off of something like that. I think it's
But
literally just appearance.
if it's, but I feel like if it's within your genetics,
Yo,
like
that's
if you're a tall
crazy, bro.
person, you can still kind of like have more control because like
People out here gonna have GMO babies.
Yo,
yeah.
literally, but like,
man's
That's
are
nice.
making babies in labs.
but right
Yeah,
now,
that's the next level BBL.
right now, it's
I
like
don't know about that.
that's how people
I'm
are
gonna make
getting
sure
their shit
my
off.
baby girl has this.
Like, if that was a thing,
Mm.
that would be a pretty cool idea because now you could like say like you found somebody you fuck with, but then you found out that
Nah,
they have
man.
something hereditary or you have something hereditary that you wouldn't want your child to fucking if
Yeah,
you
I
had the
feel
guap,
like
you
that's-
could go to them and be like, yo, can you make sure that you don't carry this, cut out that gene that apparently keeps being passed down. Like, I was just using lymphomas or whatever. I think I'm saying it wrong, but it's these cysts that grow in your skin. Like, I was watching this show where some people have like this little bump on their skin anywhere. It could be on your shoulder, your leg, your neck, all these places. But
Yeah.
I remember this one lady said she had them all in her arms, and she's like, "Yo, it's a hereditary thing because like her grandfather had it and her dad had it, and now her son had it, but it wasn't even like a big thing yet." But I'm just saying, if you had something like CRISPR and it was widely available, you can literally cut that out. You could,
Isn't that kind of like unethical though?
and that's where people are getting.
Yeah,
at,
because
at
it
a
goes
certain-
against like people with like religion and stuff like that.
I
Because
don't
they're
even
just
think it's just religion. I just think it's ethics. At
Like
that
I think
point.
it's just like doctors, they take that oath and like there's certain like avenues they can't chase because it's unethical.
But like, I don't really see that as being unethical because it's just kind of more of like you're giving the kid like a better chance. You're also like
But-
turning like the society a little bit more of like where
No.
I guess like now people are picking and choosing what they want.
Okay, look at
But
it like
you're
this.
messing with human life though.
Okay, exactly. And then look at it like this to a degree. Some of the most influential people in the world are fucking famous people. What do you
Yeah.
think a famous person is going to do when they get the guap?
Get all the
They're
truth.
already changing themselves. Imagine now they're going to be like, yo, that's going to be a hot topic. Yo, this is the first celebrity who genetically altered their baby. Look how
Next
perfect
level.
their baby
Kids gonna be
is.
elite.
Next
Okay,
level
and now
BBL, bro.
look at it like this now. At a certain point, it's gonna start. Yo, people already have insecurities about how they look and everything. So this is just like another level to that. And at that point, it becomes an ethical thing. Are you doing it for the betterment of society, or is it just a personal betterment? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a personal betterment is I want my baby to look sick and the most healthiest.
Yeah.
But on a society level,
If
it's
it
like,
works out that way, because it could be like you fuck up something and you comes out with like the fucking Hunchback. What's that Disney movie with the
Hunchback of
Hunchback?
Notre Dame?
Yeah, that one. Notre Dame. What was that guy's name?
I don't even know. To be honest, I haven't watched that movie.
You didn't watch it?
No,
I don't think I did
I've only
either.
just seen like clips of it and stuff like that, but I've never actually sat down and watched
What
that
was that
Disney
Hunchback?
movie.
You watch it?
I remember seeing it. I remember seeing it.
But you watch Beauty and the Beast too.
Beauty and the Beast, I watched.
Yeah, I watched it.
That's a
I
classic.
never watched it.
You never watched Beauty and the
That was a
Beast?
classic.
Beauty and the Beast was like all the princess movies. Actually,
No,
isn't-
What's wrong with Little Mermaid?
I didn't
You
watch
fucked
Little
with that
Mermaid
too?
like that.
Yo,
so-
Little Mermaid was 6. Sebastian was that nigga.
yeah, man. If you
Sebastian
yo,
was
if you-
Jamaican.
if you fuck with Disney princess, then yo, do your thing, bro. I'm not no judging. I'm just saying, like I never watched them. There was no point in me to watch Disney princess movies.
Where you came with an undertone like, oh, that's a girl thing to do.
No, I was just saying, like, yo, I personally wasn't watching those movies. Like, you sound like you watched them.
Sound like you sound like a bitch ass nigga, man.
No, I'm just saying it sounded like you watched them because you were asking
Word.
Dre. You
It's
know,
all good.
Yeah, but I grew up with a sister, so Mulan, Cinderella.
I didn't want. I don't
All
think I
those-
watched Mulan.
Mulan
No, I
was
did
hard.
watch
You didn't watch Mulan?
I did watch Mulan.
I was gonna say.
I was saying Mulan's
Is
hard,
that Chris
bro.
Rock? Who is that?
Nah.
The dragon. Who's the dragon?
The dragon
Was that Chris Rock?
Chris
I don't
Tucker.
think so.
It was
Was
not
it
Chris Tucker.
Let's,
I don't
No, it
know.
wasn't.
let's find this out.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Chris Rock. I'm almost sure.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
man. Those are the joints right there, man. But
You know what's funny about Mulan? And I always seen it on Twitter that made me laugh. How one of the soldiers really fucked with Mulan, but then when he found out he was a girl, it's like, the fuck?
Oh yeah, the one that trained her, like. Yeah.
This nigga like, yo man, I got a real
like,
strange
yo,
feeling for you, like.
Yeah, you know, but I bet you the guy felt better because he's probably like,
Was he low-key
it's almost
gay?
Like, it's almost like Cyber
I think right now Disney is making it like low key like that. I think
Was he low key
Nah.
fucking
No,
gay?
I
I
wasn't
don't think
gay, bro.
No, in the movie, 100%. I
Yo,
don't
the
think,
way he was looking at Mulan
'cause
when
he
he
was
was a
looking at
man,
Yo,
yo,
'cause he's like, yo, it
right
was
now everybody
crazy,
now
bro.
can switch it up like, yo, my guy was, feeling for a guy, low
Yo, it's looking weird.
I don't think it was that. I feel like it was a
Yo,
situation.
no.
I feel like it was a situation like Cyber 6 where
being
like
real
No,
where
no,
the man was
even that
vibing.
situation, that nigga's gay
That
too.
Bro,
nigga's
the man was
gay,
vibing,
that
bro.
nigga gay too.
The man was
What are you
vibing.
talking about?
Bro, he's also gay.
The man
That
probably started-
Cyber 6 nigga,
Yo,
he was confused. He's like, bro, why do I feel this way about this guy?
Yo, but that's what I'm saying. He thought it was a guy, and he was like,
okay,
"Yo, this is
but
weird."
let's just say
It is weird.
Let's just say
But he
Cyber
found
6.
it was a ting.
Let's just say Cyber 6 or Mulan didn't turn
thought it
out to
was
be
a
a
guy.
ting. How would these niggas kept feeling the whole time?
Cut them off.
How you know that? These guys were feeling them.
Bro, they were
like, yo, let me
feeling
hang
them,
out with
dog.
you. Yo, let me train you.
Like
let me...
the man was cheating the next man gingerly. It was weird.
Dog,
bro.
I'm telling you, niggas was gay by accident. They didn't even realize. Like, yo, you're making me feel a type of way.
What's it called? Mushu was Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy. Okay.
like
Okay.
Chris
Okay.
Tucker.
Okay.
But no, I don't know, man. I feel like those guys, like, I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt.
No, for sure you are.
I'm hoping that these guys will
Definitely.
be like, you know what? You're actually a man. I can't deal with this. I'm off of that.
But then that just makes them conflict with their whole feelings. Now niggas gonna leave work like, the fuck just happened to me, yo? Niggas gonna be like, the fuck is my life, yo? Like, this guy was a girl?
But
Yo, was
but that's what I'm
Mulan
saying.
Mulan the first transgender
Nah,
She wasn't
Disney
trans.
can-
she wasn't
She
trans.
wasn't trans.
She
She
just
just
or
dressed up as a boy.
cross-dresser,
'Cause-
drag queen?
nah, because
No.
remember she had to do that for her dad because her dad was old. They're like, yo, you got to go to war, and she's
Yeah.
like, yo, like
She just made herself look like a boy. There's tomboys
Yeah.
all over, man. That don't make her trans.
No, but she posed as a boy.
yeah,
'cause she had no
that-
choice.
posed as a
okay,
man.
but the thing is, Mulan knew she was a girl. Like, being trans means like, yo, like, I
I'm
don't
saying
feel
that
this
I'm-
way anymore.
Yeah,
I'm a
I'm saying
guy.
I'm a guy.
I'm a guy.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. I
that-
understand it.
And she wasn't really being dragged because it's not like she did it all the time. She just had to do it.
yeah, she
For
did it
war.
when she was in front of like all the other mans.
just
When she was
had-
on her onesie with the dragon and the what was it, the flea or the
She still
fly?
acted like a girl.
She acted like a
She
girl.
went back to a girl, but she had to put on this act, so she wasn't really cross-dressing.
I just want to make sure we get the
being
pronouns
dragged.
right on Mulan. So it's she still, right?
Mulan's
Hey,
still
man,
she.
yo, don't worry. We're not pulling what's it called? We're not gonna get canceled like how people are trying to cancel Dave Chappelle.
That is. Did you see the special?
I did. I enjoyed it.
You
I
see
enjoyed
the,
it.
You saw the special?
I thought it was good.
The special was good, man. I really
I
liked
thought
it.
it was really good.
It wasn't like, whoa, this is so funny. It's kind of been like the past three.
He's talking real
nes-
shit.
No, it's just been the past three shit. It's been him saying the same shit. Nothing crazy.
Going over like transgender and
No, just in the sense of like just making. It's just him speaking on how he sees the world right now. There's nothing wrong with it. Like he was. I will say it was just a lot more funnier. Back in the day, this one was kind of just like, all right, like you're
it's a
catching up.
different. It's a different type of humor. I
No,
feel like.
yo, listen, I'm a man who grew up on Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Like I love.
I feel like
Dave
we all
Chappelle.
did.
You know what I mean? No,
Yeah.
but I mean like I look up to him. Like I idolize the way how he thinks and the way he.
So if he
processes.
walked in the room right now, you'd be starstruck.
I would. I can't lie. I fuck with how he handled his whole life.
Okay.
Nigga said, yo, I don't need
That
to
50 mil.
slave away to my, to something
Yeah.
that I
No
made.
slave masters.
Yo, he did his thing, bro. There's a lot of commemorate. I'm saying it wrong. Commemoration that I would give this guy. Like, bro, like you did a lot of things where a lot of people would have buckled under.
Yeah.
But
I got some good laughs out of that special.
That's what, it was funny, but if you take it as a whole as to what he's
I
been
didn't
bringing,
cry. I don't think I cried of laughter.
the first one was just. First one was like, yo, I don't think
He's finally back.
First one was like, yo, he's back, but I don't think he fully. I think he, I think he knew the climate, but I think he was just trying to see if he could still get his shit off
Yeah.
like that. Cool. Second one was kind of all right. Let me adjust a bit and not go as hard because it's clearly not like how it was back in the day. But he still gave you some informational shit and all that bullshit. And then this one was kind of just like, all right, I know what I'm not gonna talk about like crazy, and I know I'm not gonna step on certain boundaries. But for the most part, it was whatever. It was good. I mean, I laughed.
So after his special came out, there was a post from Trans Hollywood that said, "We watched it." Dave talked
Sorry, that
about.
was funny. We watched it. We watched it, Dave.
We watched it. Period.
It's literally how he talks about it.
I'm saying it how they typed it. They watched
Dave.
it. Period.
I can see him like redoing this.
I'm trying to. Dave talked about how disgusting trans women are, how disgusting their bodies are, and how he tortured a trans woman until she had to scream that she was a human. Then she killed herself. Wake up. This is bigotry.
Yo.
You're all a part of it.
Yo, who wrote that? White person?
That was from Trans Hollywood Twitter.
I wonder who was the actual person that wrote that.
They're definitely white.
Why do you say that? I'm just curious because there's a whole bunch of people in the trans community.
For sure. But it just had some white undertones to it.
Yeah. I was also gonna say, like, I kind of feel like he even said in the special that, like, I feel like the black transgenders kind of understand where he's coming from with certain things. And I feel like even the other colored transgenders understand, like, he's not really trying to attack them like that. I feel like it's mostly, as he mentioned, it's like the white trans people that feel the most offended.
No, he cleared it up the best when he said, you know, everybody wants to feel oppressed till they become white again.
Yeah. So I think so he was like basically the same thing. He was like, you know, a Caucasian wants to be a minority until they need to be white again.
Yeah.
So like whenever they're caught in a certain situation, they'll use that minority card. But then when shit really hits the fan, let me call the police.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's when shit's like it's.
What I took from it is like 100%. There's definitely a group of those people that misconstrue, and at that point, you just have to understand that those are the type of people that can't stand comedy in general.
Yeah.
Like it has to be comedy that's literally for everybody. And that's just not how comedy works. Like comedy touches on shit that you're uncomfortable with, so you can laugh at it and then think about it later. Dave does that almost 100% of the time, where like you'll laugh at some bullshit, and then after he clears up the irony in the whole thing, and then you're like, okay, I get it. I mean, that's just how I would consider great comics to do it. Bill Burr used to do it like crazy.
Bill Burr just doesn't give a fuck now. He just attacks everyone.
Yo, he attacks anybody,
like,
but that's his whole point. That's his whole point, is that like, yo, you guys are people are getting mad at like what's really happening, and like those are the comics that I feel like are the funniest, not people who just make shit up out of their ass.
Yeah,
that depends.
At the same time,
how they put it together. It depends on, like, you know, if you come up with a bullshit story, if you put it together well, it works.
Yeah, I mean, but if you at the end of the day, if you're touching on how society works in a view that
like
most
how
people
Dave
don't
Chappelle
see
does
it,
it,
then it's like, yo, it's not really for you. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. At that point, it's like you probably find cat videos funny and everything, because if you can't look at what the bigger picture of what he's trying to say is, then it's like, yo, it's definitely not for you. And as I said, for me, what I took from it was that, like, the people who he's talking about are literally people who shit on comic shows all the time. People who think that comic shows need to be switched up, or they need to
ban it or something.
You know
like
what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not. I mean, there's levels to comedy, and that's just just like a sector that happens to touch on the things that you don't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he was just like, you know, also just looking at the disparity of how, you know, the situation with the baby. We talked about it before. I think we talked about it.
Yeah, that was that was funny when the man brought it up. He's like, you think LGBTQ people are gonna cancel this guy? He man killed someone in Walmart.
Kill somebody, but they did cancel him. His shows were canceled.
Bro, he didn't get canceled.
His shows were literally canceled.
He got one 2 show canceled. and then the
As I
man
said,
and
if
the
you
man
think
popped
he's gonna-
back up.
if you
His
think
shows
he's
are
gonna bounce
canceled.
back the way how he used to be.
Yeah, he said he
It's
lost
not
like
gonna happen.
You gotta give
Charlemagne
it
the
time,
God.
bro.
Give it time. By time has passed, he's forgotten.
Charlemagne the God was talking to the baby, and he was like, "How much did you lose from losing those shows or whatever?" And he was like, $6 million or like $7 million. He lost a lot of
That's
money.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
Like-
mind you, the baby isn't like a A-list.
Now just look at
rapper
the
or something.
disparity. Like you can kill somebody and you're good. Although there's like jargon and nobody brought it to light, but like he can do that. Although it was also in self-defense, they say, but still, he took a life. It's good. You make fun of the gay person.
Built up his street cred.
You make fun of the alphabet people. You out of here. It's just like, man, what is really going? It's just, and then it's also like Dave said, like it's a soft world we in right now.
Yeah,
man.
I feel like for them too is like they're mad sensitive with it, and it's like they make it seem like they're the only ones that ever get attacked when people make a joke about them.
Yeah, now I'm not saying like go out there and actively make fun of these people. To,
No,
like,
but
toughen
like,
them up.
but it's the same way of like how all of us
But,
all
like,
make fun of each other. Now it's
yeah.
like when they come into
Everybody
the
has
room,
their
everyone's
turn.
gotta be like, oh shit, we
When
gotta
it's-
fix up a bit.
When it's a joke about black people, Hispanic people, we're all laughing.
Yeah,
But
Continue.
when it's a joke about a certain community, oh hold on, let's pause for a second. It's just like, what's going on, man? Why are they trying to kill? Kill
I will
comedy.
say that like I don't think any group is comfortable with another group who doesn't get it making fun of them.
what do you mean?
Oh, so you're saying it's cool for a black person to make fun of black people, but it's not
'Cause
cool
we
for a
get
black
it.
person
We-
to
we
make fun of
get-
like white people?
Huh? But it's not what?
It's not. It wouldn't be cool for a black person to make fun of like white people or Hispanic people or like gay people.
No, I'm saying like, cool in the sense of it would be cool amongst us, but to another group of people, it may not look that way. It's the same way how niggas used to get off their fucking, I'm so high like an Asian person type thing. Asian people do not fuck with that. Like you can't get that shit off. It's not even sick anymore. People will call you out for that. Like we could make jokes about it here and there, but that's only funny amongst us because we're not them. We're not experiencing it, so it is funny to us. But bring another Asian person here, you're like, I'm so high, like I'm Chinese. Look at my eyes. I'm like, that nigga's gonna feel weird. And it's the same way for any type of group. In the sense of like, all you guys do is talk shit about us. You don't really kind of like know like what you have to run.
It
through and
depends on the
everything.
intent.
'Cause,
Is
like,
what I would say.
What Dave Chappelle was saying about the trans girl or whatever.
Yeah.
Her whole thing was like,
What's her name? Dorothy or something like that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Her whole thing was like, like, despite the fact that I made my own personal choices, at the end of the day, we're both human. And even Dave said, like, in that brief moment where we were exchanging and laughing and all that bullshit, he's like, like, you actually are pretty funny. You are. And her whole defense was like, that's just been my thing the whole time. Like, I'm also human with you. So when you're at a point now where you're fucking like I guess bashing people in a certain way, it's kind of like, it's only gonna look funny to us because that person isn't in the room.
Yeah,
But once they're in the room, of course it's gonna be different. It's the same way if you go to a fucking all white party and all these white kids start talking about what do you call a school bus with black kids in it? Like you're gonna be like, you're gonna giggle maybe, like, but you're
if
gonna
it's
feel
funny, I'll laugh.
you're gonna
Like
you're
I
gonna
said,
feel
it all depends on the
the
intent.
context, 100%
Yeah.
context. But at a certain point, it's like this isn't just like, oh, you made one joke or whatever. It's like, there's multiple jokes that kind of lead with this, and it's not even like, you're making that joke while you're in their group or whatever or their community. It's kind of like you're on the outside making the joke. So it's kind of like, it's like you're talking shit almost. That's how I look at it, and I totally get it now because like, just the examples I gave you, I've seen it where like, mans will say something funny or they'll think they say something funny, and it's like, that one person who was in the room kind of just like, this is what you guys are saying like behind closed doors. Like what other things can you guys be possibly saying? So people look at it like, some people take that as like, like, it isn't just like a joke. At that point, it's kind of like you're stereotyping almost. And I think we all know niggas don't like being stereotyped. Mind you,
Yeah.
again,
So-
it comes down to context.
It-
The way how like Dave Chappelle handled the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yo,
It depends on the intent and then context, like you said. Like, yo, for a long time, Dave Chappelle, his early career, he was only talking about black people.
Nah, he talked
no,
about
he
white
talking
people.
about white people. He talking about
Talk
every
about gay
race.
people.
No,
Well-
before,
even
like when he
before.
was back on, like, you know, when you know
Like-
when talk shows would do like that segment where they'd have comedians come up and do
Well,
like
that's
their little
different.
bit.
I was gonna say that's kind of different though,
Those
because
one-off- okay.
because you have
Okay.
a small amount of
Yeah,
time.
his
and
one-off
everything.
jokes would always be about black people. When he grew as a comedian, then he'd go over into different races.
But why do you think that happened?
To
Yeah,
him,
why do you think he started the way he did and expanded the way he did?
there's only so many black jokes you can make.
Okay, no. I think this is what I personally think it is.
Mm-hmm.
One, you're starting off small. Nobody knows who the fuck you are.
Mm-hmm.
You are gonna make black jokes because yo, you
know yourself
lived
best.
It. You've
Yeah.
seen it or whatever. Dave Chappelle's growing as a comic artist. He has a larger fan base. He has a wider fan base. His fans aren't just white people now. I mean, aren't just black people at least. Now it's a whole range of people. White
Yeah.
people,
Yeah,
Mexican
that as
people,
well.
Asian people, all this shit. So now that opens the door for him to fucking start making these jokes based off of experience and just based off of how funny he can be.
For sure.
Like, yeah, you could be stereotypical at this point because
Yeah.
your audience isn't just predominantly one group.
Yeah. So then my question would be was what Dave Chappelle said
Prior
offensive?
or in this one.
Offensive.
Like
Prior or
I will say his prior shows definitely came off a little hot. Like today's climate doesn't take shit like that. Like, and I feel like at a certain point, it's kind of like you're just playing ignorance at that point because you're like, all right, well, I'm still gonna try it out. Clearly,
think
you
so?
know that everybody don't fuck with it like that, but you're still gonna dip your toe in the water and still try to attempt it.
Dre, you think so too?
Like his first shit, yo, if you listen to it, man, niggas do know that. Everybody who saw Dave Chappelle come up with his first stand-up was like, yo, nobody's gonna be able to handle this. The world's too soft. Everybody knew niggas was soft already. So that already kind of tells me like, all right, you know he's gonna say some wild shit.
Yeah.
So as time, as the last two that passed, yeah, he definitely said some wilder shit. In this one, nah, I don't think so. This one was more like, all right, I'm gonna tell you why I did these jokes. And he explained it like, yo, back in the day, he used to say this shit all the time. It wasn't a thing. He was talking about how he was making trans jokes like way back in the day, and some people
Yeah, you
was
would
like
say
called
like
them out.
faggots and
Hell,
he'd use
They were
certain
hitting
terms.
him with new terms that
Yeah.
he'd even know, and he was like, yo,
Yeah.
what the I don't need to know about this.
Yeah.
He knows for himself. Times change. So right now, the last one he did was just explaining why he did all those things, and that's what he said at the end of the show, that like, yo, he's done making these
Talking
type
about
of
it.
jokes and all
Yeah.
these things until they could find some form of
I think the catalyst for that was also the fact how they dragged him on Twitter, and then one of his transgender friends, Daphne, a fellow comedian, was trying to assist, and then they started dragging her through the mud as well, and then she killed herself eventually. So I think it's like that catalyst also sparked him to say, all right, you know what? There's something crazy going on here. Let me just step all the way back out of it completely.
I think it's just the
But-
fact also he just doesn't want to deal with that headache anymore, because it's like,
But I'm just saying,
what's the
look,
point of fighting this battle? Like, what are you gonna gain from this?
But look at it like this also.
Like,
Let's just say all these jokes, Lowkey
Yeah.
did lead up to her killing herself. Because why would she have to start defending Dave Chappelle? Why do you think that happened? It happened because Dave Chappelle,
she looks up to Dave Chappelle.
and because Dave Chappelle made these type of jokes. What I'm trying to say is, at a certain point, a certain group's gonna take a certain thing you're saying way too seriously, and now it's gonna start affecting everybody that you fuck with. Like, it's like if you start making a whole bunch of like Jewish jokes or some shit. You don't think, like, let's
Also,
just say,
look at Nick Cannon for that one.
yeah, look at.
Was it a joke he made, or you made a
wasn't a
statement?
joke.
It was a
Bum-
statement.
It was a statement where he was saying that like all Jewish people control the money in the banks and all that stuff, and we need to figure out a way to take control back and basically
Yeah,
shift
so
them
he
out.
had a
So-
different intent with
So
that.
people were saying that
We're talking about We're talking
I
about
was
comedy.
speaking
I know,
here.
but
I
I'm
was
just saying
speaking along the lines of
I'm just saying
comedy.
like
Yeah.
just in general, people are like that he took it
I hear what you're
anti-Semitic.
saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you anger a certain group, it's gonna affect you in some type of way. Depending on how fucking far it reaches.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon's situation, he was talking about that shit when a Jewish nigga owns his shit.
Yeah.
Imagine all of us now, or imagine Dreday, shit's popping off, Splash Network, all shit's booming, blah blah, and you have this white guy that is running a podcast under Splash Network. He's talking bare shit about niggas.
Black
What's
people?
Dre gonna do? Yeah,
Does he say nigger?
it doesn't matter. He's talking shit
does.
about black people.
It does.
So you're gonna okay. So
how
you
is
could
he
talk
talking
shit.
shit?
Yeah.
How
do
is
you
he talking
mean?
shit? It all depends.
Yeah,
like,
I was
is
gonna
he
say,
trying
all
to make it
depends.
funny?
Because if it's
No,
like
but
stereotypes,
okay, in the
it's
sense
whatever.
of Nick Cannon, imagine he's not.
It's like
trying-
all black people drink 40s
No,
and
imagine
Hennessy.
you saying like, yo, black people just get lucky all the time because they're a minority or some shit, blah blah, this and that. He's talking this shit wild. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Dre, how would you handle that? You're gonna keep him on the show because you got it. You
I'll check
probably
him.
would.
I'll check
But you
him.
would check
Would you
it, though.
actually?
I'll check him,
Yeah.
and then
Because you don't
depending on
feel-
that.
it
In the
doesn't
sense,
sit right
in the
with
sense
you.
of like canceling him, or in the sense of having a sit down talk with the person.
Sit down, talk to him.
But at that point, how do you feel after that?
Well, then it
Because
would
now he got his shit off without jokes. He got his shit off by saying, "Oh, minorities only get this and that, blah 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 blah." No joking at all.
yeah.
You check him on that. How you feeling after?
Well, if he's moving the same way, then
No, but how you feeling after? Regardless,
Like in-
the
like
meeting
in-
is done.
Yeah.
He walked out the room. How you feeling after? You're gonna be, oh yeah, he cleared it up. Or you're gonna be like, nah, this guy's kind of weird. I'm gonna keep watching him.
Well, yeah, I'll be keep watching him.
My point exactly. Yo, niggas at a certain point, regardless of the group, somebody's talking shit about your group, you're gonna take offense to it, and you're not even gonna. You're probably gonna lessen how much shit they can get off freely.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's levels to this shit. So I'm not saying like directly like Dave Chappelle's the reason why his friend died, but I'm just saying at a certain result, you anger certain people and cause an effect. This girl was trying to defend Dave Chappelle her the whole time or whatever. These people probably bullied her,
Yeah.
making her feel shit. And then she's like, I don't need this because I already deal with it with regular people. So it's like that's just cause and effect.
I don't think it should have went that far at all.
But it can go that far. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter what you
shouldn't
don't
have.
think.
It shouldn't have.
It shouldn't have, but it did.
shouldn't have.
That's the reality of it.
It shouldn't have. And the reason I think it shouldn't have is because Dave Chappelle's intent was for it to be funny. That's it. Now,
Yo,
if
it's the
other
same way
people,
niggas make jokes amongst ourselves, and this is supposed to be funny.
yeah, if it depends on how the
How you present it, and
how
also
the,
and also
no,
depends
it's
on
how
how-
it's
actually
how
how you
it's how your
present it.
it's how your fans go
Interpret
out
it.
and spread it amongst other people. Like if they go out and start
bro, at
being
that-
offensive.
And
At
even
that
with that,
point,
it's broken telephone.
is it on Dave Chappelle at that point?
What do you
that's
mean?
kinda
'Cause
like-
he's
that's kinda
technically the
like-
catalyst behind it. What do you
Because it's
Yo,
almost
that's-
like I guess it comes like I guess what you're gonna say is the way people with music and how they interpret your music and
Bro,
But at the end of the day, you are the catalyst.
No, but I feel that. But
I
then,
hear you.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying you're the
Like, it's
people
like-
have to
it's
make their
art.
own decision. Yes,
art.
I understand that. But clearly, clearly people can go and take that and twist it differently from what you meant it to be.
But then-
Cartel,
but then that's
Cartel
not-
dealt
that's
with the
not
same
them.
thing. Niggas thought Cartel is a fucking murderer and all this shit and everything, and that's all he sings about in his songs.
Yeah.
That doesn't make him a murderer and everything. He's
Well,
an artist.
I was gonna say they also got proof on that.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't know why I use Cartel, but I'm trying to say is, yes, I understand the whole art thing, but people are gonna still perceive you by the way how you presented your shit. It doesn't matter how you fucking said it or how you wanted it to be said. Niggas gonna find a way to do it. It's almost human instinct at this point to fucking twist what the fuck somebody says.
Now
And that's been from time.
But now I think that comes down to like you as the artist, you're not. It's not your job to really
It's not your job.
to
but
basically like help
you
people
have-
determine like how to digest it.
Niggas have to fucking remember that not everybody's an artist.
for sure.
Not
Yeah,
everybody's
they
an
know that.
artist, so you can't go 100% with the time thinking that, oh, I'm just an artist. I look at things differently. Nigga, that's not the way how the rest of the world looks.
Yeah, but none of
Yes,
Dave,
it's not
none
your
of
responsibility,
no.
but normal people can't see that.
none of Dave Chappelle's jokes that I thought I didn't see them as super offensive. But then again, I don't understand because you know we don't live that lifestyle. But like, I didn't get the sense where he was being malicious in what he was saying.
Listen, as I said,
That's where I think there's an issue.
and this is where I'm
There was
saying
no
that
malice.
not everybody's a fucking artist.
It
Everybody
has nothing to do with the art.
No, it does. Everybody who understands comic as an art can understand what the fuck Dave Chappelle is saying. You understand comedy as an art. You understand comedy as an art. I understand comedy as an art. Certain people who don't
Oh,
look
so I
at
see
it
what
like
you're saying.
that,
So they take it as
they're
face
taking
value.
it as a personal attack because
face value.
those type of jokes to them are not jokes. A joke to them is somebody telling a stupid story about how they fucked up. Like, oh, I went to the store today, I dropped all my eggs on the ground, I slipped and I fucked up. That's
so all in
funny
all,
to them.
So all in all, alphabet people shouldn't watch comedy anymore.
That's not the case. What?
The thing that like
Is that or people stop making
it's
those
literally
jokes?
not
Because you
that.
can't-
Because
you
there's
can't
gay people who
readjust-
could listen to comedy. There's Dave Chappelle's literally talking about a trans person that.
Maybe not say alphabet trans.
No,
Shouldn't say jokes,
yo,
'cause-
listen. I'm trying to say is there's always gonna be people from every fucking group that don't fuck with everything that somebody's doing.
Sure, you can't make everybody happy.
David Banner doesn't like when niggas say nigga.
Yeah, you can't make everybody happy.
I'm just
for
saying,
sure.
like, yo, at a certain point, there's always gonna be somebody in a certain group or something that's not gonna fuck with everything. And like that, at that point, it's human behavior. Like you can't like everything.
Yeah.
And just given what Dave Chappelle's been going through, it's clear that yo, trans people just don't like when they're being talked on.
I don't
Yo,
think he's going to be canceled. All in all, I don't think he's not going to be canceled for this.
Now,
It's not his first rodeo with making
not.
trans jokes.
he's disappeared
So-
before and not have to like care about
Well,
it.
the man
Yeah.
even said that he lives in a city of like
Ohio.
3,200 people
Yeah.
because
Out
he
in
doesn't want to be
boonies.
around people. Because like I personally don't
that.
blame him for that. Because it's like you got to be careful with everything you say.
Yeah, especially when
And-
you're a certain stature
And then
and
like
you just want peace.
and like even like as a comedian, like I personally feel like that if you're not, as did Jason said, if there's no malice intent, I feel like it's not on you as the artist to be like, oh, I need to kind of be careful on certain things. Like obviously, I'm not saying you should go around throwing racial slurs around and everything, but like I feel like that as an artist, you shouldn't put your decisions on stuff on me.
Yeah.
That you as a person, you made that decision yourself. And that's just kind of people just not holding themselves accountable. And you want someone else to blame.
Yeah. Mind you, I'm not a therapist. I have no psychology degree, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Mind you, people that go through that transition are having a tough time internally already. So
why do you think that though?
Being born let's just look at it. Being born a certain way, gender, and then going through life and saying I don't identify as this. There's internal turmoil. I don't identify as this.
Mix that in with everybody. Now mix internal with external.
Exactly.
I'm
So that's where I'm going.
So yo, what I'm trying to say is, at that point, if these people are going through all that shit, you don't think they would probably just need. They're not looking for some form of peace of mind to just feel how they want to be.
But now I'm gonna throw
And
it.
then that's where the issue
now I'm
is.
about to throw
How's
it back
that the
around.
issue? Hold on.
And
How's
then-
that?
Because the thing is that like I'm looking at as is now they're trying to control something that they can't control on how people are gonna like do
Perceive
things.
them?
Yeah, because even like now when you look at black people, where it's like we step outside of our house, certain people don't feel comfortable around us like that.
But
That's not on us.
No,
that's just how they feel about like
I understand
about the
that,
situation.
but at the same time, are we not doing things to change that conversation to make sure that doesn't happen?
We're trying, but
Okay,
I think there was-
that's just the same with everybody.
But the things that I feel like with them is that they feel like that this is something that can happen overnight.
No, they
And this
don't. It's literally them having to deal with niggas who feel like it's
Yo.
some shit that can't
I mean,
happen.
Dave
But that's
Chappelle
the
said it
process.
himself.
That's the process you got to go
But
through.
why should you have to go through that process? That's the whole question.
Because the thing is that this is the world that we live in, where people
The
have the
whole
freedom.
point is the
people have the
world
freedom
could
of doing what
change.
they
The
want.
world could fucking change. We've gone through the Bronze
Yeah.
Age, the Iron Age,
Yeah.
the fucking Stone Age.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
Change
happen
can
right
happen.
away.
I know that, but we're fucking civilized at a certain point where we know right from wrong.
No, but it's human nature where people are gonna take time to adjust.
I
to
hear that, but at the same time, you can do
that's
stuff to check yourself to make sure that you're not doing certain things.
But not everyone has that in.
I
in
hear
them,
that,
you know?
but I'm just saying that's the whole point. Is them, yo, if you don't speak up on something, it's only gonna keep happening.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, fine. All right, it's always gonna keep happening. But you not doing anything prolongs that for change to actually happen. If you want change to happen in its slow progress, you're gonna have to speak up. People are gonna have to be upset about certain things for that to happen.
So we can't make trans jokes anymore.
If you don't want to make trans jokes, don't make trans jokes. If you want to make your jokes, make the jokes. But at the same time, you have to know where you're coming at it. At a certain way, just like
Mind
you
you,
said, the way
we
how you
didn't
intend it to be.
we're not seeing the tweets or whatever from the amount of trans people that do like those jokes. So we have a very skewed
And listen,
outlook on it.
Listen, and this is just the same with like any issue across the board. You know,
You see the bad,
It's only gonna be
the negative.
It's only gonna be the silent majority that you're hearing. Or the forgot the fucking term, but
The loudest
Outliers?
people?
the loudest, huh?
Outliers?
I don't even remember how to describe it, but
All right.
essentially, it's only gonna be the fucking people that take the most offense to these things are the ones that you're gonna keep hearing about it from. You know what I mean? If you it's really across the board with anybody, like any type
Yeah.
of situation, like
Yeah.
that's just bound to happen. Like
Yeah.
yo, you can make your intended joke, all right, cool, but you have to be prepared for where that joke may come to a line.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed. I think he had some of those like haters. I don't know what type of people they were, but there was definitely some haters in the crowd. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a certain point after when he was making the joke about how if you have, you know, when they go through that change and they have the different genitalia, or when they change their genitalia, and he was like,
Oh, it's beet juice.
yeah, it's beet juice.
I heard
there
about
was
that.
there was a moment where the camera shines on the crowd, or it shows the crowd, and there's two people in the crowd that are cheese. And you could definitely tell what community they belong to.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so funny how like they didn't find it funny at all.
As
Not
I said,
at all.
because there's certain topics where it's like, yo, this is something they have to deal with on a more serious level, like
Yeah, like
right? So it's one thing to make trans jokes, but now it's another thing to go voice crack. It's another thing to go into certain detail with what you're making fun of. It's kind of like, for instance, let's just say another black joke. Let's just say it's like, this is not even a sick black joke, but niggas can't survive without vitamin D in the wintertime. Imagine this was an actual problem for us. Like, yo,
is that the joke?
huh?
Is that the joke?
Whatever. Yeah. I'm just saying though, there's certain things where if you touch on it where it's like really personal, or no, I'm so stupid.
You grew up
Let's
with
just
no
say
dad?
let's just say somebody kept making
It's a low blow.
Well, you wanted the jokes. I just gave her
or
one.
what if somebody was making fun of like certain things about like how niggas get are dealing with police brutality.
Okay.
Like
For some people, that could hit home. Like
yo,
for
and that's
Breonna Taylor's like family, they're probably like,
or at least the people who fucking
don't
feel
make
for
light,
Breonna
don't make
Taylor.
light on this.
My point exactly is, yo,
I don't know, I
you
feel
touch
like
on
the-
certain details.
Depends on how the joke hits.
I was
Yo.
gonna say, I just feel like it kind of depends on like. I feel like it's like a joke by joke situation.
It depends on
It
how
depends
it
on
hits.
how you set.
Depends on delivery.
Depends on how you.
Yeah, that's
Are
what I'm
setting
saying.
up
Your,
this
your
joke.
delivery.
As I said, it's one thing to make a joke about a certain group or topic, but then when you're starting to get into details about it, it's like, yo, you're making fun of the problem. It's not even you're making fun of like the situation at hand. As I said, if niggas was somebody made a fucking joke about black people love getting attacked by police or some shit or what.
Yeah, like
niggas
the
would've been
jokes.
like,
The
what?
jokes Dave Chappelle was making was looking more so at the fact that how fast their community is progressing. The disparity between like the baby and the baby's case. How they're attacking and canceling everybody. It's like he's making light of how much progress they're making and how it compares to how black people have been struggling for years, and how the reason why they're so successful is because
They got white people.
people are in the mix.
And then that was kind of like, even I think it was like last year or like 2 years ago, when I was like, the only thing with it is I'm like, when I look at them is that they're kind of jumping the line, and then us as black people were like, yo, like, how the hell you get up here so quickly? You know,
That's
like
what it is.
how you getting this so quickly? How
Okay,
and
but
stuff like that.
I mean, at that point now, you have to. I mean, for me, as you talk about it, I'm looking at trends now in the sense of any group that includes multiple races is gonna do better than a sectioned off group.
In its essence, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The many is greater than the one.
So I mean, if you got, it's like gay people. Like gay people got a whole spectrum of everybody. You're gonna have black people, Asian people, white people doing whatever they can to make sure they get their shit.
Yeah, because
So, I mean,
I was gonna
at
say
that-
gay people also got a better month than us too.
At that,
What month is that?
at that,
June.
That's gay month?
Pride month.
That's a whole month?
Yeah.
in its capacity.
I never knew that. I thought it was like a parade. That's it.
No, they got a
No.
whole month.
Pride Day. You're thinking of Pride Day,
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
Pride.
it's just a parade,
but
right?
it's
but like
Pride
the whole
month.
month is recognized.
Like
as,
June, yo, you see all those companies, everyone's using like rainbows and pride and everything during.
I had no
that
idea
time.
they had a whole month. Why do they need a whole?
I mean, if you look at it like this, it's like, yo, what does one day say about us? Like, oh, we're just gonna. I mean, if you think about it, it's really a slap in the face. Like, we're gonna recognize you for one day. Bye. I mean, that's the same way for anybody. Like, I could imagine that's the same way indigenous people probably feel. Like, oh, you're just gonna give us Indigenous Day?
you're just gonna change the name of Ryerson. That's it.
Yeah, you're just gonna recognize us for today and that's it. Like, it goes back to regular programming.
I mean, but like, yo, there's only so much you could.
And
anyways.
listen, I know
it's
there's
a
some-
rabbit hole. Like,
there
there's
is
only so much you
can
could do.
But I'm just saying, like, yeah,
It's something, I guess.
It
Yeah,
is
it's
a-
like
it is
it's
a
like a
part of
can of worms, because like once you
Yeah.
start doing it for like one race, and another race is gonna be like, yo, why don't we get this?
and as I said, it's
Stuff like that.
easier when you have.
I mean,
a
even
group
you
of
were
fucking
like,
niggas.
why do they get June when we get February?
Yeah, we got the shortest month of the year.
Yeah,
But
we got
if you-
Valentine's Day.
Hold on,
though.
hold on.
I
But
don't want that.
listen, I hate that we have the shortest month. But if you look at it, aren't we the only race that has a month dedicated to us?
I have no idea.
I mean, I never heard no.
I don't know,
History
so I
Month
can't
or
tell you.
Asian History Month.
Well, I was gonna say, well, Asians have
Chinese
they
New
have
Year?
Chinese New Year.
I don't know.
But that's not even like, that's probably like a week at tops.
I guess I don't
It's
know.
like a whole festival. I think they have for it.
All I'm trying to say is
Mm-hmm.
it definitely is going to be a whole lot easier to dedicate a group of people who has a whole, that's mixed with a whole set of races to get a
Mm-hmm.
month. Because now that month includes gay black people, gay
Yeah.
white people, gay Asian people, gay Indian people, everybody who's gay. So it is easier to fucking dash a whole ass month.
Yeah, one
and
thing
dedicate to
I
them.
might not agree with Dave Chappelle, what he said was how, like, black people had it worse. I don't know.
We went through
If you
slavery,
were-
bro.
But if you were found out to be gay, you were flogged, or they injected you with chemicals to get you straight. That's what happened to
Yeah, they also did like a lot of the churches would like try to force you to.
They torture them.
They-
torture
they-
these
they would
guys
torture
just
you.
to be
Yeah.
normal. And even then, it's like,
They would have to lie after a while.
yeah.
like I couldn't.
They're really fearful.
I couldn't
Of being
imagine being
outside.
a gay nigga, yo. Back in
Yo.
those times. Because not only does the slave master hate me, all my fucking peers hate me too.
Yeah, there was a movie. It was with Cumberbatch, the guy who plays Doctor Strange. It was called something Edward Turing, the guy who made the first quote unquote computer that won the Alliance, the war, World War II. He was gay. He ended up being gay, and they injected him with
They fucked him up.
with chemicals.
I remember.
by the
Okay,
end
I
of
was
the
even gonna
movie.
say, yo, you could be the worst type of nigga. I was gonna say like Nazi niggas too.
Yeah.
That, yo, if they found
you're
found
done.
out you're gay,
You're dead.
bro, don't
Get
even
murked.
join our group.
You're dead. Slavery might be better. I don't know.
Yo, bro, come on.
Than dying?
Or at
Yeah.
least beaten to death
Than
to be
dying? Would you rather die
bro,
or-
No,
Slaves,
listen.
slaves.
Don't get me wrong. Slavery,
It
fuck.
was bad. I'm not
Bro,
trying to make light.
All I
I'm
gotta
just
say,
saying
all I
what's
gotta-
worse.
all I gotta say, after I read The Making of a Slave, being a slave is worse.
Making of a slave? What did I read? I think it was.
It's literally like a 30-page
So I'm just saying,
book.
imagine
The Book of Negroes. I read that one.
imagine if you were.
That was a good one.
Imagine if you were a gay. This is so fucked. Imagine you were a gay slave, or what would you rather choose, being a slave or a gay slave?
Well,
Just a
I was
slave.
gonna say a gay slave is
That's
just
not
it's
even
a
like-
double entendre.
But huh?
That's not even like how do you make that
Because
comparison?
as I just said, yo,
It's either I was gonna say
niggas gonna hate you, but then the slave master's gonna hate you even
I was
more
gonna
too.
say if anything it would be like you rather be a slave or you rather just be gay during that time. Rather than
but
a
you're
gay-
black, so what would you have rather been?
If
So you're
black man?
you're
Oh, no.
black in both situations.
Yeah, you're black in both
So you're
situations.
black. You're black
either a
and gay,
slave-
or black and a slave.
I'd rather just be black and a slave. But if I'm white and gay,
Do people know I'm gay?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, they do.
They
how
do.
they know.
Because even back then, yo,
But I'm
you
free.
Huh?
But I'm free
As a free. Wait, hold up. You're free
because
as
I'm a
black.
gay, a
you're
black and gay.
'Cause I
But,
said,
not,
like,
but I'm
green-
free.
free
because the
those
green-
times. I was gonna say what?
because the Green Book, the guy was
You're not getting
black
that.
and gay,
Yeah,
and
I
he
didn't
was a
watch that movie.
and he was a musician.
Mm.
So like he was still living like a decent life, but like when he was like messing around with other guys, he had to like creep around. But
So
like,
people don't
Well,
know in
people
that
didn't know
situation.
he was gay
people
then.
didn't know
Yeah. So like I could be free,
and gay.
and then if they know in that area that I'm gay, yo, I'm leaving.
yeah,
I'm gone.
I'm off it.
But if I'm
No,
a slave,
no,
I
but-
can't move.
That's what I mean.
Stuck.
So that's what I mean.
I'd rather be gay, bro. I'll be on the road.
Yeah, you switched up.
No,
you said
yeah.
before you said you'd be a slave.
Yeah.
So now you rather
because
be
because before he
'cause
said
you're
I'll be a
free.
gay slave. So
Yeah,
if I'm a gay
yeah,
slave,
yeah.
I'm getting
Yeah, you're
back,
fucked.
I'm
You're
getting
fucked
slapped
either way.
twice.
I was just speaking on. I can't believe we're talking about this. I was just speaking on the fucking the variables at hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were saying, would you like gay people were being treated, if not a little bit worse
yeah, than a
someone.
slave.
So I'm saying,
I mean, they kill you or they torture you,
Bro,
or they
yo,
a-
what
put
would you
chemicals
okay, fine,
in
you know,
you.
hold on,
Bro.
hold on. Let me say this without having race involved.
I might just
Would
be
you
scared
rather-
of torture. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Would you rather be tortured or killed?
I'd rather be killed.
Okay.
Just kill me, bro.
Okay.
Because
I'm just
torture,
saying,
I gotta
that
go through
is-
the same shit every day.
That, Well, what I'm trying to say is you would choose the easier route in not being gay. It kind of was.
It was a tough time for
It
them.
was a tough time
that's
for these
where,
guys.
that's
No,
where
no,
I,
I'm not
that
saying-
I
I mean, this is
disagree.
I'm not
being
saying-
gay across
I'm not
the
saying-
board.
I'm
This
not
is being gay in
I'm
slavery,
not
this
saying
is
that
being gay in the
that they
army,
never
this
had a tough time. I'm just saying
Did
that
black people have it worse?
I felt like black people went through it worse.
I don't know.
Black people went through some bullshit.
Bro, we got taken
We
from our,
did.
bro, we got
We
taken.
did.
We got taken from our home. We got beaten. The men, as I said, the making of a slave would the way that the slave masters would do it is that they'll rape your woman.
Yeah.
They'll beat you in front of your kids and your family till near death. So that you have fear throughout everyone, and your whole family is bummy to the slave master. They have you in horrible living conditions. They had you had no freedom, you had no rights, and at any moment they can just be like, "Yo, we're sending you off this next
like
plantation."
And now imagine you were gay with all this.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You can't put a situation
But
where
you
you're
could- you
gay
could-
and a slave.
You could be, you could be the thing where the
Like, what if you get beaten extra harder just because they're trying to make you straight at that same capacity? Like, yo,
which they might have done, but like the thing where it's like I don't know that one is better than the other. Is
I won't
like,
say one is better than
you
the
could be
other,
you
so-
could be gay and nobody knows.
Yeah,
You can go your whole life, get married, but be doing your
Smashing
your
mans on the side.
your sly shit on the side, and no one knows. But if you're black, they know.
niggas gonna be like, "Yo," white people gonna be like, "Yo, come here,
Yeah. So
you're mine now."
if you're found out in gay, if you're a known gay, I think it might be worse than slavery times. I don't know.
Nah,
I don't know.
nah, nothing's
what?
worth in slavery, bro.
slavery.
No.
Listen, I'll retract
Then
what I
again,
said.
they would strip you down to an animal.
I was
what I'm saying.
yeah. I will retract what I said. Slavery, 100% worse. But gay niggas definitely.
They got it bad.
Yeah,
They got it, they
yeah,
got it.
but that's what I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that they never got nothing bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying there's levels to this like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I'm just like, yo, when like I'm not saying that gay people didn't go through their
'Cause you-
stuff. They never went through like the tough times or everything. It's just more of that. Yo, it's just like, yo, black people just kind of went through a little bit more difficult
know
thing
what
where
it
like
is?
we had to kind of build from like nothing, and then when we finally built something, they burnt that shit down.
You
and
know
we had
what?
to start
That's
again.
true. That's true. Because some gays have a head start.
Especially if you're when you're
Yeah,
not
like
colored.
if you're a white gay at those times, all you
Yeah.
need to do is just not say shit.
That's what I'm saying. You just gotta keep it hush.
But it's just like, yo, once you're caught,
You're gone.
yo, like your whole family,
You got cut.
You'll get cut off.
like you
from
get,
everybody,
yo,
from
like it's
everything.
like you're isolated now.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
not like. It's not like, yo, you can be like, oh shit, like at least my fam got my back. Like, yo, your fam doesn't have your back either.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look at you weird as
They're looking at you weird, like, bro. And this is the time where niggas is probably a lot more religious. So they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
A walking sin in my house? Nah.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. That's tough times. I don't know.
But yo, you know, I will retract what I said. Yeah, slavery definitely is
Bad
worse.
times, yeah.
It was worse.
Because when you think about
But
like, yeah,
I'm also
they
just
treat you like
thinking
an
about-
animal. They even treat you like a human.
I'm just even thinking about like, yo, as a gay nigga, yo, you're getting tortured that same like to a certain
Yeah,
same
man.
amount, not same amount.
Not
I won't never
same.
say
I
it,
don't
but like
think it was the
to a
same,
very crazy
It's
degree.
bad as well.
Like
though.
niggas,
Yeah.
like the way how they were getting treated
Very
was
inhumane.
the way how they were getting treated was like all right, yo, we have an expert who's gonna fix this, and it wasn't really an expert. It's just a
yeah,
nigga
it was
trying
just
some
an
shit.
executioner.
Yeah.
You come in with a mask.
This guy's just trying some
I'ma
Man,
shit.
fix
say, I'm
you
gonna
up.
beat the fuck out of you. So hopefully you stop thinking this way.
Or like when those kids who go to like those like church camps and they're like, we're gonna pray the gay out of you.
Oh man, all them or niggas injecting shit into you,
All the while, the
knocking
fucking,
on your head, doing
the pre-
lobotomy and shit. Like
the preacher is giving it to you. What the fuck?
I can't imagine all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Granted, like lobotomy and shit was happening on niggas too. So that's what, like, when you started saying, I was like, yeah, like there actually was a lot of
Yeah, man.
weird shit.
Yeah.
that like was fucked.
Anything that was happening to them was happening to black people probably like before.
Feel
But
like,
like I feel
an
like
extra
even
10 more, like
10 more steps.
10 more steps they were going at it to fuck up niggas.
'Cause
100%.
I think even before, like back in the day, the most that they would even do with the gay people is that they'll probably consider them as like a witch or a witchcraft or something like that,
Nah, it was just straight like.
and they'll just burn them.
I was straight like, yo, you're exiled. Don't even like call me a dog. Like execution thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's not no.
Because to them it was almost like you're like a toxic piece of our society and blah blah.
Yeah. You talking about gays though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but that
yeah.
was but that's
I was
what
about to
back in the day.
add on to it. Like, it's still bad in like Jamaica.
Yeah, they'll
course.
beat you.
Yeah.
But
They'll
then,
probably kill
but
you.
then, but then, you also gotta remember it comes based off of their trauma, you know. And that's the thing where it's like I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying like they have the trauma of their history on why they act like the way that they are now,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But
That's unfortunate.
yeah, but
All in all, I liked Dave Chappelle's special. It was really good.
yeah,
Yeah, this
I
one,
enjoyed it.
This one was alright.
I liked it.
It was just it's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Can't get mad at it.
Yeah.
I will say though, like when I was listening to it, I was saying like, oh yeah, like he definitely calmed down with like how much shit he was saying in compared to the first one. Like if you can watch the first one and this one,
You took a step back
it's
for
a
sure.
it's a big like step back. So
I
this
think
one-
I think it also helped like with his friend Daphne that took her life. I think that was the main thing that really.
Well, her
kinda-
taking her life wasn't.
I mean it shouldn't
No,
have
but
been.
I'm just,
Hell.
but I'm just saying like I feel like it was kind of like a bit of like that realization where he's like, you know what, I think I need to kind of take a little step back, you know, and it's just like him having that self
Cause
awareness.
like yo now like yeah it's weird cause like now it affected somebody's life. That person's gone now.
Someone that he made a connection with and
Yeah,
everything.
somebody who he generally like. As I was listening to it, yo, you could tell when Dave Chappelle's telling you a legit story compared to a fucking fake story. And this story
Yeah,
felt
'cause
a little
we're like-
heartfelt. Like he
yeah,
was
yeah,
like, yo, you know what? I didn't really fuck with this person like that because you know. But as I kept getting to know them, I was like, yo, like you actually
It's cool.
you're
Yeah.
a cool person. You know what I mean? So when it touched a button like that, and then you know that person lost their life, kind of, yo, without a doubt, I do personally feel like Dave probably kind of takes some form of blame because, yo, people. He said it himself. People came after her because she was defending him. You know what I mean? So yeah, like that definitely had to have been like a big reason why
Maybe.
he stepped back.
Maybe.
Because it's like, yo, could could that have been
It's
avoided?
it's a possibility as to like you don't know what was going on in her life to what affected her, but you definitely say like that didn't help. What she went through online didn't help.
Yeah.
But like you gotta have an understanding that like places like social media ain't like a real place. Like people don't act like that in person.
Yeah, no one's
Unless
really gonna
they're in
check
a
you like
crowd.
that.
Yeah,
Well, even in a
unless
crowd, people are not even like once they know you
No,
can
there's
make eye contact with them.
there's mob
You'll
crowd
get heckled
mentality.
and everything.
Yeah,
to
like
do yeah.
But that's only if there's like a big group
Yeah,
attacking you. But
so
I
it
feel like
depends.
when someone sees
That's a
you and they're the
one-on-one
only
thing?
one,
Yeah,
they're gonna be like side eyeing you, be like, yo,
You know, I don't like that person.
Yeah. Yeah, so like you gotta have an understanding of what social media is and understand that it's not a real place.
Facts. That is such a big aspect in our life. Like, and I think of it in the sense of like, yo, sometimes I'll be listening to the news or some shit, and it's like, why is the news reporting on what somebody important said on Twitter?
yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, why is Twitter a fucking source of, oh, somebody
yeah.
said that?
They recently did that with Lil Duval. He said something about vaccination. I forget what it was.
And then the
they
news is
paged
probably like, oh,
Yeah,
look what Lil Duval said
you remember
about.
what it was?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't remember, but they
I remember
told his,
after he ended up making like his Instagram private and stuff like that.
Oh, is that why he did that?
Because people were just saying like he's being insensitive. People
Yeah,
are saying
yeah,
that
yeah,
like
yeah.
you know you can't be saying this, you can't be saying that. He's
Yeah,
like, yo, I'm
man,
gonna
yo,
say what I
I'm-
want. It's my platform.
It's so crazy.
It is your platform, but you have to understand that, like, yo, the internet isn't yours.
It's so crazy
Because niggas could
how
invade your shit anytime.
yeah.
I find it so crazy how people are always looking to make an enemy out of somebody or something. Like before, it was
I mean,
like
that's just not, that's
race, but it's crazy to me because like before it was like race. It's like, oh, you look this way. It's like, wow, you're the enemy. It's like now it's like vaccination. Oh, you're unvaccinated.
Mhm.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like it's not bad, but it's like people are starting to like,
It's an unvax versus
I'm gonna go
the vax.
super deep into it. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
semi super deep into it.
All right, spit that.
At a
shit.
certain point, and this is on a scientific thing, like with
Mhm.
human at a human survival scale.
Yeah.
Humans have come a long way from only having to worry about survival. Now you have to worry about what your fucking mind is like telling you, how you view certain things, how you feel, and like you've eliminated your cause for concern for a roof over your head.
Mm.
You've removed the cause for concern to where to get food. You don't have to hunt for food or grow it.
You can just go to McDonald's now.
You can just go get it. You kind of stop running into having to deal with survival in the sense of you don't got to look behind your back and have to worry that somebody or something is going to kill you.
Depends on your lifestyle. but go
Depending on
ahead.
your lifestyle.
Well, even then, it's like you're
But-
still living pretty lavish.
but,
Like even then.
But at a certain exactly. At a certain scale, you have life kind of good.
Mhm.
What do you have else to worry about?
Yourself, basically.
Yourself and what everybody else is doing around you.
Mhm.
So that's the only reason as to why, people have just nothing better to think about. There's nothing else better to do. And granted, yeah, some people bring up some valid things, like for instance, people's mental health.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, the way how you treat certain people or the way how you operate can affect the way how you mentally think. Back then, you kind of didn't even
100%,
need to
yeah.
think about certain shit like that.
Mhm.
But now you're in an era where, all right, we know this trend. Somebody knows a trend, and then that person told the next person, "You see this trend that's
Yeah.
happening?" The next people tell 10 more people, "You see this trend that's happening?" 10 people
Yeah.
go to. It's only a causer. It's a greater effect because now you're starting to. You have so much free time that you can start noticing things, and it's like, yo, why hasn't this changed? For instance, it's like the
Yeah.
same reason. It's like the same. This is a fucking wild take, but it's the same reason why a lot of people don't fuck with people who are dating people twice their age now. Back then, it was all right.
was normal
It
back
wasn't
then.
like
What
I
you
don't want
trying
to
to
say it's
say?
all right, huh?
What you trying to say? Go ahead.
I'm trying to
Keep
say
going.
right now, no, the idea of you fucking with somebody who's
It's like a
Like
50-year-old.
like
It's like a
old,
50-year-old man
like
dating
cougars?
dating like a 20-year-old.
Cougars and
no
baby
cougars are different. Cougars,
sugar daddies and sugar mamas.
yeah, all that.
Okay.
Right now, everyone's looking at that like that's kind of weird, bro. Why are you doing that?
Mhm.
Like, you don't think that's weird?
I was gonna say like age gap of like 10 plus.
Don't get me wrong. At a
No.
certain point, two adults could consent to whatever. Fuck it, you're an adult. But it's the act in, yo, why are like older people looking for like younger people when they're not fully adults yet? You know what I mean?
I mean, in the aspect of that is it depends on who you are. Like if you're a guy, and like you went your whole life where you were focused on yourself and success, and when you reach a certain point, you look around, it's like, man, I'm still single. All right, I can't go with a girl that's my age because
They're too old.
pregnancy might not work out.
Yeah.
But so they have to date down.
But also, I was also gonna say, like, back in the day, you gotta remember, like, families used to just like marry their daughters off,
And
like
back
before
then,
they
exactly. Back then, the way how they did their shit was like, yo, we're gonna find you a suitable husband,
You're
regardless.
16, you gotta get married.
And this is like during the super back in the age times. As
Also,
time
even the early 1900s too.
That's what I mean. Like back in like way back, like that was a thing. Like
100 years ago.
people will have arranged marriages where like I'm gonna take my young daughter who just turned fucking 12 or whatever and go make her marry this fucking dude who's 18 already.
Yeah.
That type of shit. As time progresses, that age shit,
I think
it starts like the gap becomes smaller and smaller. Like,
as I would when I was younger, I used to think that sort of thing was weird. But as I grow older, I understand.
What do you mean?
Like the gap, what Nick was talking about, the gap in age where like, somebody who's 50 would date somebody who's 25. As I'm older, I kind of get it.
But no, that's fucking weird. I wouldn't do that shit. At that point,
I mean, I understand why you wouldn't date a woman who's
Way younger?
50. Or you mean like
if I was 50,
if you were 50,
there's
what if you're not married and you have nobody?
then that's my fault.
I'll deal with a 25-year-old if I'm 50. If I got no, if
you
I'm
can
not
get
married,
it,
I'll deal with it.
Listen, and mind
why
you,
not?
Mind you, as I said, it's a weird thing, kind of, when it's like an older head looking for somebody who's like could have been like their daughter almost.
But you don't have a
you don't
daughter.
have kids. At this
It
point, you
doesn't
don't
matter.
have kids.
Okay, so you guys have a 25-year-old daughter, 20-something-year-old daughter, and she's like, yo, I'm dating this fucking 50 or 60-year-old guy. You guys are cool with that?
She's 25.
If he's treating her good,
Y'all don't think that's weird?
I'll initially think it's weird, but then at the same time, like,
But then
yo,
you just
if-
conform to it.
I mean,
That's
mind
weird.
you,
That's fucking weird.
I'll just accept it.
That's fucking
mind
weird.
you, guys don't want there nobody in their daughters at all.
I'm just saying,
But,
to,
like,
like, yo,
if he's a good
with that
guy, I'm
mindset,
cool with it.
with that mind, no, you're not cool with it. With that mindset, you're gonna, you see this old wrinkly nigga like, yo, I'm touching your daughter, bro. You're gonna fucking feel a way about it. It's not sick.
I mean,
I never
It's
said it
only-
was sick, but it was just,
I'm
it was
just
her
saying,
choice.
niggas, some
it
niggas,
all depends on the angle you're looking at it from. If it's
All I'm
me
saying
and
is-
I'm 50 and I get somebody who's 25, yo, I'm sick, bro.
All I'm saying is,
look
if
at
you're
my
50
tight up thing.
Okay, that's weird. At 50 or 60 and shit,
But-
right? Do you think you're gonna feel mad comfortable with a girl who's that young, and then she's like, yo, like you obviously know her parents are
Depends
still
on my
around.
lifestyle.
Now I'm looking at the fucking. Now you're.
It depends on my lifestyle. More often than not, I'm probably not even meeting the parents. Let's be real. Probably not having might not have a real relationship with the girl. But if you do, hey, sometimes you gotta meet your parents at some point, and it is what it is.
What I'm trying to say is, it's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Cause you're an old ass nigga looking at like younger ass kids. People who are in like college just trying to figure out their own life.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear like how you're looking at it, but nah, I don't. Like, yo, bro, you like especially if you're in your mid-20s and stuff like that, yo, bro, it's free game.
How's it free game? You're fucking still developing and still learning about life and shit. Yo, at a certain point, it's on some form of manipulation.
Because like it's even the same thing you can even say with like the
there
Britney.
is some manipulation.
It is a
into
manipulation.
Because it's the same.
thing.
It's the same thing you can say with like the Brittany Renner situation with PJ Washington. How like people are saying she was scoping him from like when he was in
she's
college.
a predator.
was.
What do you mean? That's a predator
She
thing.
had a plan.
She had a plan.
Yeah,
but,
that's predatory
but
behavior.
what I'm trying to say is
And he
just,
was young. What was he, like 20?
Yo,
was like
22?
man's are
17
acting
when
like
he was-
young
when she
people
was
aren't
scoping.
impressionable.
17?
Yo, he was
Oh, that
just
definitely
scoping.
is. Yeah, that definitely is. He was underage.
That's predatory as fuck, bro.
Yeah. In that case, that's a bad case. That's not a good
It is
case.
what it is, bro.
If he was a little bit older, if he was 25 and she was what 30, I don't know how much older.
35 or something like that.
Yeah, if there was that difference and he still got duped, hey, it is what it is.
I guess so.
No. It isn't what it is.
I think
fucking
it is
weird.
what it is at that point.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in your mid-20s and
Yeah.
someone that's older than you, I feel like at that point you're able to make your own decision. Like, yeah, you're still developing with certain things, but like, bro, you're old enough to make a decision
All
to
I'm
tell
gonna say
someone.
Do you
is-
know a
you-
real
you-
situation?
Huh?
Did you bring this up because this is a real situation you know of, or are you
Nah,
just thinking
I've just
about
heard
this?
about it so many
Okay.
times. So it's like, it is kind of, at a certain point, it's fucking weird. At a certain point, you're kind of like, yo, why is an old ass nigga going after somebody who's trying to figure their life out?
Yeah.
To me, as long as it's not someone under 18, then
Even
Nah,
still,
I
that's kind
mean,
of weird.
They're it depends on
Because, yo, I look at it
age.
like this. Yo, there's certain decisions I made past 22 where I'm at the age now, I'm like, fuck, I was stupid as shit.
yeah.
Right now,
Everybody
none of
has
us,
regrets.
None of us has, okay, imagine you turn 30, 40, and you look back at what the fuck you did. Why the fuck did I date this old ass nigga for this long for? Fuck the money. I want to live my life amongst the people I'm fucking with, or I still want to live my life.
But
I mean,
that's the
if it
decision-
turns out to be a regret, then it turns out to be a
yeah,
regret.
that's what I say.
Well,
That's
I'm
the
just
decision that
saying.
you made as a person.
Okay.
Because the guy
But
never held a gun to
the,
your head.
you as the younger impressionable person,
You would look
Are you
at
gonna-
the older person to have more guidance
Of
and
course.
be more responsible
Duh.
Nah.
and not
That's
no,
just-
you wouldn't.
no.
You,
not
hold
try
on,
to prey
what?
on
That's
you.
just
You wouldn't look to an older person to have the right
not all
things
the
to give
time.
you.
Not all the time. 'Cause
Yeah.
just
Obviously
because-
not all the time,
because-
but to
just
make certain
because-
decisions.
Just
I mean,
because you're older
in
than
the-
me doesn't mean that you're gonna have the answers.
I hear that you can make educated guesses and everything, but you're still young and impressionable. An older person coming to you to offer you things, that's already winning you over.
Yeah.
So how is that not like a predatory act?
Because I feel like you're at that age where it's like you got to make that own decision
But
on
you-
yourself. That's all I'm saying. Is that I feel like what it all comes down to is just not holding like people in their 20s like to a certain accountability. You know what I
niggas
mean?
hold younger people to an accountability all the fucking time. It's a matter of being the fucking older ass nigga
Yeah.
and knowing what's right from wrong.
Yeah,
Like, why are you blaming a young person for their decisions?
because that's their decisions. They're over 18.
But you're an older person who knows better.
Because technically they're still an adult.
They are.
A young adult?
mean-
what do you mean? Yo,
No, a
It-
young
like,
adult. I
nah,
feel like
if
it's like when
you
you're
as an
18,
older
19,
person, you as a younger,
21.
you as an older person,
Yeah.
as I said, understand what's right from wrong.
I think.
So
I
you
think.
putting the blame on somebody younger
Yeah.
is fucking weird.
I mean, who's putting the blame on the younger person? I mean, it's just that you have to know.
Saying, yo, you're young. You should have
you
known
have
better.
to
yo.
No. What I'm saying
what the
is that it's
situation
just
is.
basically saying you got to be accountable for your decisions. You can't say because I'm a young adult or I'm in my 20s
Yeah.
I
that
never
because this
said
person
nay. I never said
because
nay
this
to
person
that.
is like 50, they should be able to guide me. To them, it's like,
No.
nah, I'm attracted to you. I'm trying to deal with it. Now it's on you to be like,
Like,
am I
yo,
gonna
you
do
gotta
it?
think
hold
about
on,
it in
hold
this
on.
case, though. You gotta think about it in this case from the younger person's, the quote unquote victim's perspective. They are entering that situation thinking they're getting something out of it. So they are
Exactly.
trying to get something.
But
So
is
if
that-
they
so
succeed,
uh-huh.
if they succeed in getting what they want, are they still the victim? Is it still like, this older person took advantage of
you got
me?
lured in.
But then the person that's younger got what they want. If anything, they
It
probably got the
doesn't
money
matter.
they
It's
want.
like a bee getting a fucking getting a whiff out of a Venus flytrap. Oh, I got to the flower. Now this flower's about to fucking kill me. It doesn't matter if you got what you got.
It depends on
fucking
what you
You
escape
fell
with.
into it because of a nigga fucking promising you certain shit.
I like that point you made. The
Are you
Venus
gonna
flytrap.
go?
That one
you-
hit hard. Not gonna
You
lie.
as at your age, you're gonna go find a 70-year-old ripe lady and say you really fuck with her,
Nah.
Yeah, there's too much of a mental gap
bro.
for
I'm
sure.
just saying,
Yeah.
at a certain
Yeah.
point, as an older
But, like-
person, you know what you have over a younger person. That's how it all starts.
When somebody is that age and they're looking that young, they're not looking for intellectual, conversations. They're just looking to breed or something. Or
Exactly.
they're
And
just
then how
looking-
do you think they go about doing that?
They lure you
Hey.
in with what they
All
got.
right, enough
That's
said.
it, bro.
It's a predatory act. It's fucking weird.
Yeah,
It's fucking
to a
weird.
degree.
No matter how you look at it. Oh yeah, she loves me. Yeah, she loves you because you fucking promised something. You think she'll love you because you're old and ripe and wrinkly?
But then even
You
someone
you have
not.
fucking health
But even-
problems.
Unless
But
you
I feel
look,
like
unless you look like Will Smith.
But
Will
like,
Smith
I
is
feel like
50,
people
right?
even like your age can still do the same thing. You know what I mean? They can lure you in with like certain things where you might
For
have.
sure.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they
at
have
the same
certain
point, it's a whole lot more acceptable. You're my age group. It's not weird because me and you are in the
Hey
same.
man, I just think it's all the same game,
How is
bro.
it the same shit?
It's all the
that's
same
like
game
saying
right
what R.
now.
Kelly did was all right.
Nah, because those kids are underage.
Bro, what is the
No,
same
no, no.
fucking
But we're
shit?
talking. How is it the same?
How old is R. Kelly?
R. Kelly's like in his 50s.
How old are these kids?
They're like 12.
Okay, what's the other age difference between any other nigga?
Bro, bro.
Yeah.
What do you
That doesn't-
mean?
that doesn't
it
make-
does. It
Yeah,
does
nah,
make sense.
that's
No,
kind of
bro.
different because your main point was the guy is 50 and the girl is 25.
Okay,
so
but
stick
that's still a
to
20-something
above
year
No, but it doesn't. But
difference.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The person's old enough to make that decision on themselves.
Yeah.
The wait, what?
Stick-
So that
stick-
person's old enough in their 20s to make a decision. Yo,
It
do I
doesn't
want to
matter.
Stick to the
It's still an
parameters.
act of it
You gotta
being
stick to the
predatory.
parameters. You gotta stick to the parameters you made though. They're quote unquote adults, so they can.
Listen, we shifted.
have
I'm
a
talking about
certain-
the whole act of being predatory. You can
Okay.
be old as fuck and promise a young person something, and they're
Yeah.
always gonna go for it.
If we
There's no
talking,
if, ands, or but about that.
If we eliminate age, and if we talk about the Brittany Renner type of situation when he was underage, like
Yeah.
for sure that's predatory.
Yeah,
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
But then I feel like
We agree.
I feel like if you're in your 20s and I'm in my 50s and I'm hollering at you and I get you, I'm telling you all this stuff I
It's
have.
not that that's not the first rodeo. That's not the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah.
So when a 50-year-old approaches you, you know what's happening.
Yeah.
You know this
Okay.
is somebody who's
He's not trying to be your friend.
This is a sugar daddy approaching
Okay,
me.
Yeah.
but how they're
Or
going
sugar
about
mama.
it is that not a predatory
He
act?
might be on some
It's
pimp
not,
shit.
It's not like some fucking 60 or 70-year-old person is going like,
Yeah, he
"Yo,
might be
I
on
straight
some
up
pimp
like
shit and
or
get
some
you.
shit."
Huh?
I said it's not some 60 or 70-year-old person just telling you I straight up like you, and now there's nothing to it.
Yeah. He might be on some pimp shit, like I said. Like he might get you. And then
It's
you
on
get
some weird
and
predatory
then-
shit.
and
There's
then
no-
you get-
there's
yeah,
no
but then
weird
I
you
feel
get
like-
got, you get
But then-
got.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You're an adult. You gotta make that decision. You gotta be accountable for your decisions. It doesn't
Bro,
matter. It doesn't matter if I trick you or
if you're
nothing.
a fucking adult
It's
or
almost
not.
it's almost
At
like how
this point,
men
you're
get
talking about
finessed
an age
with
difference.
contracts.
It's an
Yeah.
age difference, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like there I hear your weird aspects to it, and I get it. But yo, if you get the tight up thing when you're
That's fucked, man. That's actually fucked, bro. I hope none of you guys
You
daughters
gotta-
go through this.
you get a
I hope none of you guys daughters go through that.
Yeah, man. As I said,
Sure.
if my
Sure.
kids being if my kids being good.
80-year-old person isn't talking about, oh, your daughter's
Yeah.
pom-pom is tight, bro.
Yeah, I definitely fight
Well,
the man.
no,
Why
you
not?
can't say
I
that.
definitely fight the
I
man.
hope not. Yo, he's gonna say behind closed doors.
I definitely
You
fight
can say
the man.
behind closed doors, but he's not
Yo,
saying
but
it
now
to
your
me.
daughter's getting
I'd fight
railed
the
by a
man.
70-year-old person.
I'd fight him.
Jay raped?
Railed.
Oh,
I'd fight him.
you can't control who's dealing with your daughter though.
Yeah,
She's an adult.
I'll fight him.
Yo, just so you don't care about your kid then.
Well, what? My imaginary kid?
Your future kid.
I'm saying I'll fight him.
Okay, that's clear. We know where your standards are.
You'll fight him because he's ramming up your girl in your face.
Yeah?
Of
What?
course, and
In
that
your
in
face.
a sense isn't comfortable. You're not
No, but
comfortable with it.
he's saying it if the guy says it to him.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, even if I know about it, and if it's like a super old guy going after my daughter, shit, how old she got to be for me to be like, this is your life?
Bro, she gotta be at least in her own house. She gotta be in her own
Fact,
house and have her own kids or some shit.
Yeah,
You gotta be 30,
if
40
she's
to
under
make that
my
type of
roof, that
decision.
can't happen.
You can't make that decision under my roof as a
Yeah.
young nigga. I
That's
don't
a
even
fact.
care. Yo, even if you are young enough and you move out, you're not making that fucking decision. You're not a fucking full adult yet. You have not
Yeah.
made certain decisions
Yeah.
yet where you're living like an adult.
I agree.
You can't make that decision.
If it's
Fuck
in my-
all
if
that
it's if
bullshit.
it's under my roof, can't go on still. Can't even mind.
Under my supervision and provision, nah, you're not getting that shit
Yeah,
off.
she can't
No,
she
man,
can't
I
be
feel
out in
like-
public.
I feel
with
like at a
this,
certain
with this
point-
old nigga,
I
and then
feel-
somebody sees it.
I
and
feel
then
like
you
at a
say,
certain point you gotta let your kid live, bro.
nah,
Bro,
because
you
I
gotta
could
let-
I
if
could
you
already
don't
hear
care about
people
your
talking.
future kid, just say that.
I could
You
already
gotta
hear
let-
people
if you
talking.
don't care
You
about
gotta
your
let-
future
you
kid
gotta let your
enough
kid
like
live.
Oh
that.
my God, is
Bro,
that
if you
your
don't care
daughter
about your
with that?
future kid,
with-
let it
with-
slide.
Is that your daughter?
Bro,
with,
if you focus too much on what semantics of what people's got to say, you're not gonna go. You're not gonna progress in the way you want to progress.
with that Bill
'Cause you're too
Murray looking
focused.
ass nigga? Nah, it can't be me.
That's
yo,
what I'm saying. Yo, that can
It's
never
the same
slide.
thing. It's the same thing that people can even say about Magic Johnson's son being a cross-dresser. At the end of the day, he's gonna do what he drag queen. At the end of the day, he's gonna do what he wants to do.
Bro, that's a
They live together?
Yeah,
Still?
I don't know, but they lived together when he did it.
that's a whole completely different.
But like
thing,
what
bro.
I'm trying to say,
This is
my
his,
whole
this is his
my
son
whole
making his
saying,
own personal lifestyle.
and that's what I'm
choices.
saying. That's
no.
That's your
No, this
daughter
other
making
thing.
her own
No, this
personal
other thing.
lifestyle.
No, because you're
now
getting another person
now you're trying to
involved.
control your
You're
kid.
getting another person involved that's completely predatorily controlling your fucking daughter or fucking your youth.
But my kid's old enough right
Bro.
now. My kid's in her 20s.
Bro, this you're making up a whole situation with a personal decision and compared with a decision made with somebody else.
No, but that's a personal decision.
No,
if
it
you date
isn't.
somebody, that's a personal decision.
Bro, but now there's
But there's
another
an
person
external
involved.
source, though. There's an external
sources,
source.
but
There's
what
a
I'm trying to
third
say is
party.
that at the end of the day, it's still you making that decision. You know, you're making
Bro,
that
obviously it's
decision.
you
Not
making
in
that
my
decision,
house.
but why are you
I
making
know-
that
I know
decision?
it sounds
You're
like
making
it's-
that
I know
decision
that's
based
people
off of
hold
what the person is
accountable.
Not
promising
in
you.
my house.
That's what it is 99% of the fucking time.
Yeah.
It isn't no old person just genuinely saying, I like you, I hope you like me too. That's
never
fucking
know.
weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is what it is,
Bro,
bro.
as I said, if you're comfortable enough where you're like, oh yeah, my daughter's 20, she could go have sex with like 67-year-olds, then by all means, yo, that's your shit. Get it
No,
off.
I would just tell her,
But I'm
like,
just saying
yo,
straight
all I-
up,
all I
and
would
that
tell
can't
her-
happen with me.
all I would tell
Under
her
my
is, yo,
provision,
the way I
you're
raised the
there's
kid-
no way I'm gonna be a dad and to be checking up on
The
my
sound
daughter
effects is the other one.
25-8,
This one?
right? I'm not
You
gonna
don't
be doing
have
that
to press it.
25-8 and then be okay with some fucking old ass dude fucking touching on my shit. That's fucking weird.
Either
Dude,
way,
you're older than me.
all I know is that however way I raise my kid, they're gonna make their right decision.
And that's
At the
good,
end
but
of
I'm
the
just
day,
saying
if
there's
she
other
decides-
external
if she
forces
decides that
where
she
other
wants to
niggas
deal
are gonna
with the
come
older
and
man-
make that decision for her.
If she decides that she wants to deal with the older man, bro, that's her decision.
All
Right,
right,
as I
guys.
said, at a certain point, you have to just not give a fuck about your kids.
It's the same
Alright,
way.
guys.
It's the same way with our parents. How they want us to do certain things and we don't do it.
Yo, that's a completely different thing.
How is it? It's the same thing. as
No,
making
it
a
isn't,
decision.
because yo, you're making your own personal decision that only has to do with you. This isn't a decision where another person is involved. When it comes to a relationship, it's two fucking bodies.
Yeah.
It's two bodies making decisions as one.
But you're making it seem like my girl literally just got captured by a man, and then he's holding her hostage in the basement.
Bro, my nigga.
The whole
Obviously,
point,
that's not how it's gonna happen, but
the whole
yo.
point of dating is that you have to present to people what you have to bring them to the relationship and stuff like that. The older man obviously has a more advantage over the younger guys because he has more life where he built something. And now you're gonna say that he has to be held to a certain standard because he can't go for someone younger than him because it's not fair. Bro, life is
No,
not.
it's not about being fair, nigga. It's about being a predator, dog.
But how is that being a predator? She's
Because
of
you're
age.
looking at younger ass women.
But she's of age.
Bro, as I said, if you looking at it like, oh, yo, like younger women, yay, cool. By all means, get your shit off.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's weird as fuck.
She's of age. She's 25 and all that, bro. Fair
And as
game.
I said, and if you're cool with like your own child doing that, by all means,
If she cares about the guy cares about her. It is what it is.
yo, get your shit off.
That's it.
So, like, I'm just letting you know, it is weird. A lot of people look at it as a weird thing. If you don't see how an older person doing that is in the wrong in compared to a younger person, because right now, you're still putting the blame on a younger person.
No,
oh,
no,
it's
no,
your
no, no,
decision.
no, no,
oh,
no,
it's
no.
your decision. Oh, it's your decision. Why isn't it not the older nigga's decision to be like, yo, I'm not gonna do that?
The way I'm putting it, because I think you're interpreting it wrong. I'm not saying the whole blame is on the kid. I mean, on the younger person. The blame is on nobody. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is that you're making it seem like that the person younger is the victim. I don't see how they're a
are they
victim.
not?
Because
How are they
they're
not?
They're an adult. They're not being raped. They're not being like
Fam,
captured
as
and
I
all
said,
that.
yo, what you equate as an adult is completely different from what actual adults are doing.
Nah, I
Yeah,
don't agree with that, bro.
yeah, fam.
Just because
Hey,
you're
at
not
the
in
end
a
of the
certain
day-
situation doesn't mean that you shouldn't
Nah.
be classified as an adult, bro. You're 18, you're getting trialed as an adult. You're 18, you can join the army as because they consider you as an adult.
At the end of the day, me and Nick are Michael Larry and fuck, what was Martin Lawrence's character in Bad Boys? What was the name of his character?
I don't remember.
Fuck. What was Martin Lawrence's character name? Anyways, the point I was trying to say is me and Nick are Will and Martin Lawrence from Bad Boys. When Reggie pulled up to the door, nigga, you look dirty. Get the fuck out of here.
My girl's a youth.
And DeAndre is cool with R. Kelly, beep beep, and toot tootin'. So On that note, this is the Mossin podcast. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy.